We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the NCHSAA, are the 198,000 high school sports students in North Carolina. And so we stand. We stand for the runners, soccer, and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, administrators, and officials. We stand for the swimmers, football players, and wrestlers. We stand for the golfers, softball, and volleyball players. We stand as the national leader and advocate for high school athletics and all who participate in them and make them possible. Because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
ESPN Asheville.
Yeah.
WPEK Fairview. WMXF Waynesville. An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human. Live from the Ingalls studio.
I can't wait to play with myself every day.
The Sportsocracy.
Damn the devil to hell! Let the big dogs eat! Let them on the field!
Come get you some of this.
Fire them cannons! By golly, put more powder in those things.
He couldn't take any more disappointment.
Oh, my God. The Jets killed him.
And welcome into the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. We are heard everywhere you go around the world on the iHeart Radio app, seen everywhere on YouTube. And today we have a special guest co-host on the program, our good friend Mike Carlisle from Raw Dog Sports. RAWDAWG, Raw Dog Sports. Check them out on all the socials. Be sure to check out their Spotify and YouTube, all the things. Welcome in, sir. How are you doing?
Thank you for having me, brother. I'm doing very, very well. I'm very glad to be here. This is the first time that you and I have done something on our own. So I'm going to have a good time. We're going to see if we can maybe come up with some stuff that Jeremy wouldn't normally say, might be hard to do. Jeremy is absolutely a character, but I'm very glad that, he offered the opportunity to me today to sit in for him. I know he's very, very busy, so I'm excited to talk AFC North, where my team resides.
Yes.
And then the South divisions.
Yes, continuing with Prediction Week here in the Sportsocracy, and today we are going to we'll talk about the AFC North first in the first hour. In the second hour, we're going to give you the NFC South, and then we'll do the AFC South in the third hour of the program, running through all the schedules, the ins and outs, who got a raw deal, and what the prognostications for the 2026 NFL season will be from me and from Mike. Mike, I have to ask, Are you good at this? Are you good at the prognostication thing? Because my predictions, as you know, the Tank Spencer kiss of death is a real thing.
Yeah. So I don't know that I have something like the Tank Spencer kiss of death.
Okay.
Last year was not good. I have done well in the past. My co-host and we do gambling every week. We have hit, over 50% every year on those types of gambling stuff.
That's pretty good.
But in terms of record predictions, it's been a little off. We have not been great. I expected the Ravens to be spectacular last year. Obviously, that didn't happen.
Right.
The organization, massive upheaval throughout the offseason. So we'll see how close I get.
Okay, very good. Very good. We will, like I say, we'll go through all of the ins and outs of the schedules. You've done a full season breakdown yourself. Is that right?
I have. I went through and I have selected every game for the year, which is always a process. So I've got everything mapped out for all of these teams, and I'm not proud of where I have my Browns.
That was going to be the next question. How many wins did you give the Browns?
Oh, not a lot, if I'm being completely honest. I gave them 6.
Okay. All right. I mean, look, I feel like that is you may be overshooting my estimation a little bit, but for a fan, I'm just proud you didn't try to go crazy and say that this team was going to be, in the playoff hunt or anything. So
no, listen, I am a homer through and through. I will not deny it one bit.
Okay.
I had us potentially making the playoffs last year, last team in. Listen, that was false hope. I know better. I'm a Browns fan. I'm just going to relegate myself back to the basement until we can figure out the quarterback situation, which is probably coming sometime in 2027.
Yes.
Unless Shadur Sanders goes crazy. But I know that there's a lot of doubt from your side of the show that does not think that that's going to happen. And I am out on the Deshaun Watson, our starting quarterback thing again. So
Right. Well, unfortunately, you may not get much of a chance there. You never know. I mean, Deshaun Watson, it looks like, there's all I'm reading are good things about Deshaun, and his, relationship with Todd Monken is so good, and picking up the offense, and him and Shadur and Dylan Gabriel. I mean, it looks like you're just in a knockdown, drag-out fight for snaps there at the quarterback.
Don't forget Taylon Green is also there now as well.
There's not been much mention of that. So maybe he's maybe you're more going to rely on him for outside the quarterback room work. I don't know. Yeah. But you're not you're not in on the Deshaun Watson retread, huh?
No, listen, at this point, we've already kind of made the bed and given up so many picks, so much money to get very little in return. If we get anything out of it this year, we're going to maybe, at best, I think, compete for a playoff spot. But then it takes us out of the running for a potentially top quarterback in this class. Now, there's a ton of quarterbacks in this class. I have seen some things recently that suggest that there could be anywhere upwards of 17 guys that are worth talking about in this upcoming draft. So what I don't want to do is position myself where I don't get the one of those guys that I want, or Deshaun does enough to earn himself a new contract and we re-sign him to what could be the worst decision in the history of Cleveland Browns football. Again.
Part of me feels like that's out the window, but then it is the Browns, so you never know. Just like
very similar to the Jets in that situation.
Precisely. All right. Well, before we get too far down the rabbit hole, just want to remind everybody you can hear us everywhere you go on the iHeartRadio app, and of course we are seen everywhere on the YouTubes. Don't forget to check out Mike Carlisle and Evo and producer Amber. We can't forget her as well. Over on Raw Dog Sports. You guys are usually live Wednesday nights, is that right?
We go live Tuesday nights. During the season, we will be live multiple times. We go with a Tuesday night recap and a Saturday show so we can give everybody their bets, get them in before that Sunday morning comes around. But, we're talking about potentially expanding, doing some additional things as well. Obviously, working with you guys has been spectacular. We're going to be trying to do a lot more of that here in the future as well. So.
No doubt about it. Check them out at Raw Dog Sports. That's RAWDAWG. Now, the Cleveland Browns, you guys open up the season, with the Jacksonville Jaguars, which I don't think is going to be fun for you.
I don't think so either. I'm not high on the Jags, but I don't see the beginning of our year being a very good start.
You get my team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Todd Monken revenge game narrative in Week 2 in Tampa. Panthers in Week 3 at home. Then you're at home on a Thursday night to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And then the Cleveland Browns have the Jets in New York on Week 5. That's not a bad opening slate if this were a good team. However, you might win 2 of those games, maybe. Best case scenario. What do you think?
Best case scenario for the Browns?
Yeah.
Best case scenario for the Browns is that Shadur Sanders elevates himself to be the starting quarterback, and we go out and we make the playoffs, and we don't have to worry about drafting a guy next year. That's best case scenario. However, since I'm going to try to come back down to earth and live in reality, about where I think this team is going to be. I think best case scenario is we win 8 games, but that puts us out of a spot to take one of those top guys.
Right. That first 5-week stretch, though.
At these first 5 weeks, we could be 3-2.
3-2. Okay, so you're counting wins against who?
I would go. We're gonna beat your Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna beat. I would go with the Panthers at home and the Steelers at home because we're at home.
Okay.
I think that there's a chance that we lose to the Jets. For some reason, we find ways to lose to the Jets. I don't understand it, but it has happened so many times. The one reprieve was when we finally clinched that playoff spot by beating the Jets. It felt like a weight was kind of lifted, but the Jets typically have our number.
Mm-hmm.
So,
looking at your overall schedule, you got a game again. So you got both the New York teams. So those are winnable games.
Winnable games.
Mm-hmm. You've got the Falcons. So that's definitely in the winnable
game.
category. You got the Las Vegas Raiders.
I think we'll be better.
And the Tennessee Titans.
I think we'll also be better this year.
Those are too many winnable games for you. Because my biggest fear for you, Mike, is that you do exactly what you said. You win enough games where you don't get your choice of the quarterback.
Right.
You're going to end up, maybe winning 5 games. Maybe if it comes out on your side, 6 games. And then you end up sitting here because I think there's going to be a lot of bad teams this year.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of fight over the top of that league. So if you win 6 games, there's a chance you're picking 8th.
With my projections, I got us picking 11th at those 6 wins. And that's tough.
And that is tough because then you have to resign yourself to, trying to think who falls down in that area. Like, it's not coming to my mind at the moment. But you're not going to get your choice, obviously. Arch Manning, Dante Moore, CJ Carr. Guys like that will be gone by then.
We're looking at the Julian Sayin range, probably.
Oh, I don't know. Jeremy has Julian Sayin, I think, as his number 2 quarterback this year.
Okay, wow, okay. That's higher than I have him right now. And I'm an Ohio State fan.
Right. I'm trying to see here. I'm trying to get back to the so he's got Manning at 1, Sayin at 2, Dante Moore 3, CJ Carr 4. Then you get down into Maiyava and Darian Mensah, Lenoris Sellers. That's like the high side of what you could hope is left if you're picking at that spot, which is not a place that I want to be. Look, you've done this quarterback roller coaster for so long. How many is it now? Is the guy still keeping up with the jersey
100%.
That's got all the names on the back of it?
He most certainly is, and I think it's up to in the 30 something now.
Oh my gosh. And that's all of them since Tim Couch got drafted.
Correct.
Yeah. 30-something names. Can we not just get somebody who's going to be around for 3 or 4 years? A rookie contract. At least I know you'll be here for 4 years.
Well, we thought we had that in your guy down in Tampa now in Baker.
Yeah.
He was here for those 4 years. We had some success, but not enough, and the relationship became contentious. And now we're back to that same old search. I know that Jimmy is willing to give up anything and everything that he has to do to go out and get Arch Manning. He wants Manning. There's no hiding that. My chief concern is it is not beyond the Manning family to say that you can draft him if you want. He is not going there.
Mm-mm.
And if there's a franchise right now that I could think of where the Mannings would be like, I don't want my quarterback son to go to, or grandson, Cleveland's got to be right there at the top of the list.
Cleveland's number one on that list. I mean, I would think, just based on history, the Jets would also be high on that list.
For sure. For sure. That's 1A, 1B, Jets, right. Browns.
The way that they break every quarterback that they touch, I would think that the Jets would be high on that list. I feel like this is just, we should have a meeting. Jimmy Haslam should have a meeting with the entire team and go, look, guys, we just need to lose.
Yeah. That's what he wants.
Right. Because one of the problems that you run into, I feel like, is that your defense is real good.
Incredible.
And that puts you in a position where you end up being more competitive in games that you need to be. Especially if you need to tank for a quarterback.
And that defense is going to be spectacular again. I know we lose, Jim Schwartz, but I think they're going to be unbelievable, especially with the talent that was added. In my mind, EMW in the second round was one of the biggest steals of this draft. He's my pick for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Like, Cleveland could have back-to-back Defensive Rookies of the Year, which is why they could win 6-7 games in my mind. I don't know that the offense is ready to do any of that yet, but the additions of KC Concepcion and Boston, all of those things are trending us in the right direction. We just don't know what to do or how to fix the quarterback spot. Yeah. And those teams stay in purgatory forever. You got to either tank and lose, or you got to be willing to give up the future. And we've done that once, and it did not pan out for us.
Yeah. Yeah. I went through my predictions. I got you at 4-13.
I can understand that.
It's the best I could do for you. I hope you lose more than that, honestly, for your sake. But
I don't want to go winless, but you know what? 1-16 and first crack at Arch Manning doesn't sound like the worst thing in the world for a year.
No. And again, I say the problem is that you guys aren't that bad. You're not Dolphin bad.
No.
I don't think you're going to be Cardinals bad.
I don't think so either.
Even at 4 wins, I'm trying to see where does this put you on my prediction list? It's not telling me, of course, because, I need it to. Your league finish would be at 7.
7?
And even that's bad. That's even a position where you go, did we want to win that many games?
Yeah.
Did we want to be picking 7, 8, 9, somewhere in that neighborhood?
No. Top 3. You want to be picking top 3.
Exactly. The problem is, like I say, I don't think you're going to do it. I think you're going to win just enough games to tick you off, and then you're going to be sitting there going, oh, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Going by my rankings here, that would be Manning, Sayan, Moore, and Carr. So you'd be going Darian Mensah or Jordan, or is it Jaden or Jordan? Jaden.
Listen, there's a Lenora Sellers right there who could be a very similar profile to what Todd Monken has worked with in the past and might like.
Good.
So I wouldn't hate that option, but I want to be picking top 3 so I can go and get one of the top guys.
No doubt. No doubt. You are in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. We'll continue the schedule prognostications for the AFC North. When we return, the Cleveland Browns, they don't have a lot of high hopes for this year. There's a team that hails from the city that we were just in for the NFL draft that, honestly, I don't think they should have high hopes for this year either. But it is going to be more middle of the road, much like you did under Mike Tomlin. We'll be right back, talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers 2026 schedule up next.
Now here's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, media. That's media. Enter it now.
Log on to ESPNAVL.com to play, and good luck.
Class Class of 2026, it's your year. Celebrate the music that fueled late night crams, hallway hangs, and every unforgettable moment with iHeartRadio's Ultimate Class of 2026 playlist. The soundtrack to your senior year and beyond. But we didn't stop there. Whether you graduated in 95, 05, or just last year, we've got a playlist for your class too. Search Class of and the year you graduated on the free iHeartRadio app and relive your glory days, one song at a time.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Clarissa sells WNC as the #1 team in Buncombe County. We have the customer service experience to assist you in achieving your real estate goals. Our team offers something that 90% of listings in our market won't have, Zillow Showcase. Check us out at clarissasellswnc.com.
I'm David.
And I'm Christina.
And this is our Ingalls story.
Ginger's Revenge is a brewery located in Asheville, North Carolina that specializes in the production of hard ginger beer.
So we use all natural, whole ingredients, and I think that really sets us apart.
Ingalls is an amazing partner for us to work with. A lot of our fans know that they can go to Ingalls and find a lot of the flavors that we have available, and they just make it really easy for folks to purchase local products.
I'm Coley Duffy.
I'm Cody Ward.
And
we're the Chainsaw Brothers.
Actually, we're cousins. A few days after Helene, we was in the driveway having a couple beers, waiting on the power to come back on. And we heard so many people calling, needing trees removed, and couldn't afford it.
So I called my dad to borrow a chainsaw, and over the next few months, we cleared trees for our neighbors. Our business was born out of wanting to help Western North Carolina get back on our feet.
We are fully insured and licensed. We keep our promises, meaning if we say we're going to be there, we'll be there. In these parts, we live how we were raised.
When you call the Chainsaw Brothers, you're not a customer, you're family. We're good at what we do, and we do it for a reasonable cost.
For all your chainsaw needs, call the Chainsaw Brothers. 828-316-1013. Or find us on Facebook. See how we treat our family.
Are you still covered up with storm damage and debris?
Call us about our daily rates at 828-316-1013. That's 828-316-1013. We're the Chainsaw Brothers, and with our neighbors, we are Western North Carolina strong.
Woohoo! Sure, you know Appalachian Motor Coach is the official shuttle sponsor of the Living the Dream Tailgate Tour. But did you know that they can get you anywhere in style? Weddings, bachelor or bachelorette parties, corporate gatherings, family reunions, Appalachian Motor Coach makes the ride part of the fun. Luxury seating, climate control, and none of the stress of parking or driving. Appalachian Motor Coach gets you there relaxed, on time, and ready for the party. For more information, visit them at AppalachianMotorCoach.com. Appalachian Motor Coach, the best memories start on the ride.
The Sportsocracy.
Take all this, burn it, okay? Gasoline, kerosene, either one. Burn it.
It is the Sportsocracy, and we are back live on ESPN Asheville, the YouTube, and the iHeartRadio app. And joining us on the program, if you're just tuning in, our good friend from Raw Dog Sports, part of the No Sleeves Network, Mike Carlisle, who you have seen before if you tuned into our draft coverage. He brought us one of the great laughs of the draft week, which we've got a super chat about right now. And it comes to us from Clap Sheet. Clap Cleats 2026. Clap Lead of the Year, Mike Carlisle in the studio. Thank you, Clap Sheet, for that one. If you don't know what Clap Cleats are, I encourage you to Google it, because we got quite the little chuckle out of that over the over the draft week. It was a product that I didn't know existed, one, and two, I didn't know that it needed to exist. But here we are. It's all about traction.
Got to get that extra grip.
That's right. That's right.
Very important.
The AFC North. It is prediction week continuing here in the Sportsocracy, and saw where Stephen Tao in the YouTube comments was like, wait, I thought we were doing this on Friday. Well, that was the plan. And then business meeting popped up for Jeremy. We were like, you know what? We can get it all in today because Mike's a dog, and that's what he can do. So AFC North this hour, NFC South next hour, and then we'll do the AFC South in the third hour of the show, going through all of the schedules, how it laid out for the teams in the AFC North. And my main question has to be for you, Mike. Pittsburgh Steelers, we know you hate them because you're a fan of another team in the division, and everybody hates everybody up there. But do you think that the Pittsburgh Steelers and Mike McCarthy and old man Aaron Rodgers are just going to do same old, same old? It's going to be, close to a 500 season again, 8-9, 9-8, somewhere in that neighborhood?
With the biggest smile I could put on my face, yes. Yes, I think they're going to be incredibly average again, and I cannot wait for it because Aaron Rodgers is back as their starting quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what is going to be the limiting factor. I think the team did get better. I think the weapons around Aaron Rodgers got better. I don't know that the coaching got better going from Tomlin to McCarthy. It feels like a very lateral move, and one of them is not necessarily adept at getting a defense going and ready, which is what the Steelers have been keyed on that has made them win games the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got Mike McCarthy coming in as the head coach with Aaron Rodgers. Maybe there's a little bit of magic from old. I just don't trust it. Not at all.
I don't either.
I think their quarterback situation is awful right now, and it's not that I don't like their backup options. I would rather see either one of those guys have a shot than watch 43-year-old, I believe now, Aaron Rodgers trot back out there to throw 2-yard screens and checkdowns and watch nothing but short game. Like that, it's not fun football. So I think they will be incredibly average, and I'm very, very happy to say that.
Yeah. Adding Michael Pittman was awesome for this team. I thought that was one of the pickups of the offseason. Other than that, though, I mean, Jaquan Brisker, you know how I think everybody who listens to this show knows how much of a fan of Jaquan Brisker I am.
Mm-hmm.
So I really like him. Other than that, I feel like everything kind of stayed the same. Adding in Jaquan Brisker does give you a little bit more of a, I don't know, short yardage threat in the secondary. And Michael Pittman is going to be a hell of a blocker on the outside and is a great weapon to have. Jeremy Bernard was not a bad draft pick to have.
Jeremy Bernard was a good pick.
I just don't know that I trust this to be same old, same old. And as I went through the schedule, I don't trust them to win. I don't trust them to be an 8-win team even. Somebody in the YouTube comments said that they're going to win the North. And
oh, gosh.
That is crazy talk.
100% crazy talk to me.
I don't see them anywhere close to being the best team in this division. Of course, I felt the same thing last year. Of course, then you had the collapse of the Baltimore Ravens and the woes that they had last year. That shouldn't be a problem this year. Hopefully, one of these days we're going to say the Cincinnati Bengals will be able to stay healthy, but we haven't been able to say that since Joe Burrow got into the league, basically.
Correct.
Except for that second year that he surprised everybody and took them to the Super Bowl. But as I go through, I look at a team that's going to have to face off against New England in Week 2 on the road. Yeah, you get an early one at home in Week 3 against the Cincinnati Bengals. And they don't tend to win games early in the season.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you could sneak one and sneak a win there where you're not the best team on the field, but maybe you can sneak one. Who knows? I don't like the fact that you have to go on the road in Week 6 to take on Tampa Bay who's on extra rest. Then you got to go overseas and face the New Orleans Saints, who we think are going to be better.
Following week, yeah.
Right. You get the bye week in week 9, and it goes Bengals, Eagles, Broncos, Texans, Jaguars, Ravens.
It's an awful finish. That's a brutal murderer's row type schedule.
I don't think you should win a single one of those games. Honestly, I don't see how you do. I threw them a win in there, sneaking one against the Broncos on that Friday game in Week 12 on Black Friday. But other than that, you're going to lose every one of those. And I feel like you could get embarrassed in several of those games. Carolina Panthers, Tennessee Titans, Week 16, Week 17. That's, at least you get a little bit of a reprieve there at the end of the season, that those are winnable games.
But at that point, it feels like they're already going to be
It's
out.
Gone, right? Like your hopes for playoffs are completely out the window.
Mm-hmm.
I had them finishing 6-11,
and
I don't think I shorted it by that much.
I had them finishing 8-9.
That's close.
So we're in the realm. I did give them an extra game in that back end. I got them taking one of the games from the Bengals. I actually have each of those teams winning the road game in this.
That's always a fun little exercise.
Yeah. So 8-9, and it keeps them out of the playoffs for me. Nobody on this side is going to be in the playoffs with a losing record.
Right.
That's close on the other side, but not quite. But
there are pieces of this team that I like, but I'm with you. I don't.
Well, that defense
I don't
is
want,
so old.
It is, but it's still effective, right? You can still get after a quarterback. Between Alex
this is
Highsmith,
a whole new coaching staff, though.
Right?
Are we going to see all of these guys make the transition from what they've been doing for so long with Tomlin over to a new system, new coach, and everything's going to just be a completely smooth transition? I have a hard time believing that.
Mm-hmm.
So
I like the edge rushers, and I like your safeties. Other than that, I mean, I guess the cornerback room.
There's some talent there.
It's like it's okay-ish.
As long as you're not, getting penalized, it's not a terrible secondary.
Well, the problem is that's kind of what we're going to do, right? Yeah. You're going to play that hard-nosed Pittsburgh Steelers football. Jalen Ramsey was turned into basically a safety last year and played a lot of that role.
That Minka Fitzpatrick type role.
Right. And I think you've got some weapons to play with, but I don't know that I trust Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers in the end.
That's the one.
To be able to do a whole lot more. Like you're not going to come in and just start, winning double-digit games every year again. I feel like it's a lot of the same.
When Mike showed back up in Dallas, they had some success. Things went well to start, and then it kind of fell apart. Obviously, there's familiarity between Mike and Aaron. So things off the rip, they might be a little smoother because there is some of that familiarity. But I think as the season wears on, we're going to see age catch up with Aaron Rodgers and this defense. And are they going to have enough juice to overcome all of that in a tough AFC North division? Because whether you think the Browns are any good or not, every time that you got to line up against that defense, your offense is getting battered. It doesn't matter. And you have Aaron Rodgers on the other side. So it's a division to play in. I don't think it'll last.
My biggest problem with this team, or with the offense, I guess, is gonna be the running back room. I can already tell they are going to piss me off with this. The Jaylen Warren is better than Rico Dowdle thing that I have heard in the offseason from Pittsburgh Steelers fans is mind-numbingly dumb to me. I mean, I'm not saying Rico's a huge upgrade, but I don't see those two guys as equals right now. And I'll be very interested to watch how this unfolds, what the play split is going to be between the two of them. Because we know they're going to run Jaylen Warren.
Mm-hmm.
He's the guy. He's the holdover. I want to see Rico come in and do very, very well. It's not just because he's from Asheville. It's because I think he's a better running back, honestly.
Well, and he showed that he deserved a bigger run with Carolina. Stole the starting spot. Took it. And I think there's a possibility that could happen here. I like Jaylen Warren. I liked Jaylen Warren for a while. I think he's a good back. But if you want to talk about guys who are game breakers, can be explosive and absolutely turn a game on a dime, Rico Dowdle has shown multiple times over the last couple of years that he has big play game breaker ability.
Yep.
That's what the Steelers are going to need, because they're going to have to try to chunk you to death with Aaron Rodgers throwing 5-yard passes. So they're going to need somebody who can make a big play. Rico Dowdle seems like that guy.
Yep. All right, so I had the Pittsburgh Steelers failing in year one of Mike McCarthy. 6-11. It's not going to be too good. You got him at 8-9?
8-9.
All right. First losing season without Mike Tomlin. I wonder what the fan talk will be then. I wonder, does it immediately go back to, oh, no, we shouldn't have got rid of Mike Tomlin? Yeah. Maybe you should have been happy with what you had.
Well, I think the conversation might end up being, we should not have signed Aaron Rodgers.
That it very well could be. However, none of these other quarterbacks give you a better chance to win.
Yeah, that's true. Listen, Aaron is a pro. He's done this for a long time. He's a 3-time MVP. He's won a Super Bowl. So yeah, I get it. I'm an Aaron Rodgers hater, and I also at this point don't think that he is worthy of the respect that sometimes he is given.
Prediction week continuing here in the Sportsocracy, the AFC North. We talked about two teams. We got two more left, Cincinnati and Baltimore, on the way next.
ESPN Asheville, your mountain weather forecast.
We'll continue with the threat for an isolated shower thunderstorm this afternoon. Record heat, possible, 90. The record's 91. Tonight, an isolated shower, thunder shower early. Lows will be in the low 60s. And tomorrow, there'll be some patchy fog in the morning. Then a few showers and thunderstorms likely in the afternoon. Low 80s. Friday, a few showers, maybe a thunderstorm, even cooler 75, and some wet weather scattered around over the holiday weekend. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Staging.
This report is sponsored by iHeartAdvertising.com.
Run a business and not thinking about podcasting? Think again. More Americans listen to podcasts than ad-supported streaming music from Spotify and Pandora. And as the #1 podcaster, iHeart's twice as large as the next two combined. Learn how podcasting can help your business at iHeartAdvertising.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. iHeart's Yacht Rock Radio goes commercial free all Memorial Day weekend. Smooth sailing with the greatest from the 70s and 80s. Just open the free iHeart app, search Yacht Rock, and start listening now.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Our mission, to improve lives with every interaction. This is JW, General Manager at Parks Ford Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
Selling your home? Don't settle for average. Our real estate team at Clarissa Sells WNC and eXp Realty offers Zillow Showcase, an exclusive AI-powered listing experience available to just the top 10% of all listings in our area. With immersive media, cutting-edge design, and elevated marketing, Showcase listings, they go pending quicker and sell for up to $9,000 more than standard listings. Ready to stand out in a crowded market? Give our team a call today, 828-774-6343, because your home deserves the spotlight.
The Ingalls Advantage isn't just about savings or the best quality food for your family. It's more than that. It's the advantage of being a part of a community. That's why we provide over 2 million pounds of food every year through regular donations and programs like the Ingalls Giving Tree, Food for Thought, and the Ingalls Fill a Backpack program. It's the right thing to do, and we know that you would do the same. Ingalls, your neighbor for over 50 years.
ESPN Asheville has your chance to win Braves tickets right now with the talkback on your iHeartRadio app. Hit that microphone button and give us the keyword, and you could go see the Braves take on the Nationals next Sunday. Your winning word this hour, Braves.
The Sportsocracy.
Let's open up the whole can and kick ass and kill them all. Let the paramedics sort them out.
Back in the Sportsocracy, it is ESPN Asheville. Joining me on the program today, Mike Carlisle, our good friend from Raw Dog Sports, who I can't wait to see you again, man. It's going to be, it's not long. You're going to meet us in Canton, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
When you guys come up for the Hall of Fame, I will absolutely be down there.
He's a Cleveland area guy, a fan of all things Cleveland sports. Are you into the basketball team as well? Are you a Cavs fan?
I am, and I'm trying to recover from what happened to my boys last night. 22-point loss. I mean, you blow a 22-point lead to lose Game 1. You're coming off a back-to-back 7-game series. You need some rest. You need to get a win there. Take one in MSG. Like, we need that so bad.
Yeah. 22 points. They were up 22 points with 8 minutes to go. And, ouch.
All-time collapse.
End up losing in overtime last night to the Knicks. Ugh. Anyhow, getting used to disappointment. Or I guess you are used to disappointment there in Cleveland.
Cleveland fan.
Lifelong. Been living through it, brother. We are talking about the AFC North. It is prediction week here in the Sportsocracy. Going through the schedules here. And the team that I have predicted to finish second in this division is the Cincinnati Bengals. After going through all the games, I got them finishing 11-6.
Ooh.
And I feel like I'm just doing that thing that I've done every year, is just assume that Joe Burrow is going to be healthy and try to assume that they're going to maybe win a game sometime in September. Because that's not a thing that they do very often. Just did a quick Google search here, and this may be incorrect, but it's got to be at least close. Since Zach Taylor became the head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals, 7-15-1 is what they are in the month of September.
Whew.
Yeah. How many times this team is unprepared for the beginning of the season is unreal.
Yeah.
To me. And this year they start out with the Bucs in week 1, the Texans in week 2, the Steelers on the road in week 3, the Jaguars in week 4. You didn't get any favors, in my opinion, for the first 4 weeks of the season.
Yeah, I've got them coming out of that at 2-2, kind of like they always come out of the first 4 weeks of the season. It feels
Right.
like. Doesn't matter who they're playing; they're coming out of the first 4 weeks at 2-2.
Agreed. I've got them 2-2 as well. I got them starting 0-2 though on brand, and then pick up the 2, one against the Steelers and then one against the Jaguars. The Dolphins after that, before the week 6 bye, means you should have a winning record going into the break. I'm trying to figure out in my mind whether I think that's a good thing that they got the bye week early or whether that's a bad thing. Because if he makes it through the first 5 weeks of the season healthy, week 6 could be very, useful. However, if he's going to be healthy, maybe I want that to come later in the season and give Joe a week off at some point, around week 13. But that's not what we got.
No, I feel like the beginning of that schedule after the bye week, I've got them rattling off quite a few wins here. I got them getting Baltimore. I got them getting the Titans. I got them getting the Falcons. So they go on a little bit of a run there. But week 13 through 16, I got them taking some lumps. I feel like the Colts have a chance to be much better as long as they stay healthy. I think the Panthers are an improved team, and the Chiefs are the Chiefs. Mm-hmm. Like, that's going to be an exciting game, always fun, those two teams playing against each other. But I feel like as long as, well, if Rashee Rice is on the field, the Chiefs will be in a really nice spot. We haven't necessarily talked about that yet,
right.
But if he is there, that will be a big boon to that Chiefs team.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I'm expecting that the Bengals offense, of course, will carry them because I still don't believe in the defense, but I believe in the weapons so much. And the fact that Chase Brown came around as one of the best running backs in the league late last year, you should be able to do some damage offensively against pretty much every team that you face. Like, the line's just good enough to keep Burrow protected somewhat. Obviously, things can happen, but I feel like at some point you have to you have to end the streak here.
You would think that you're going to finish the season at some point with Joe Burrow not being hurt. And the team has obviously improved. I think that what they did on the defensive side of the ball has helped them immensely. Mm-hmm. So they could and should be better. I don't have them quite at your 11-win range. Mm-hmm. I've got them 9-8. I do have them being better. But when I look at the back half of the schedule, as things start to pile on, as wear and tear and those things, I started to factor that in. If for any reason Joe Burrow goes out of any games again, you have to think, okay, well, that's a loss. Automatically, you just chalk that up to losses. Now, I guess they have shown in the past, Taylor has shown that they can bring in a backup and they can get some things done because the offensive weapons are supreme. But I'm not betting on that every single time. I don't think that was an exception, not the rule.
Right.
So if there's any worry that Burrow misses time, yeah, you got to knock him down. And that's kind of what I did. So that's where I ended up with 9-8.
Yeah, 6 years in the NFL, and Joe Burrow has played 3 full seasons. I mean, like every game of three of those seasons.
Yeah.
This is the off year, or last year was the off year where he gets hurt. So by pattern, this should be a full season for Joe Burrow. Hopefully that remains to be the case.
Yeah, listen, I don't want any injuries for anybody, even though I'm a Browns fan and I'm not rooting for Joe Burrow and the Bengals in any fashion. When you're talking about guys that have that kind of talent, you want to see them play.
Yep.
I don't want any injuries. I would love to see Joe Burrow on the field and see how spectacular he can be. I wish it was for my Browns or something, not a division rival, but yeah, I'm not rooting for him to be injured. It's just so commonplace now.
Mm-hmm. And then that brings us to the Baltimore Ravens. I have them projected to win this division, and I got them at 14-3.
Ooh.
Yeah, which is a lot. I know it's a lot. This is one of my favorite teams in the NFL.
Okay.
And I love the way that this team runs. I love the fact that they switched coaches in the offseason, and I don't feel bad about it. As much as I loved John Harbaugh, I think getting Minner is going to be able to keep a lot of that same attitude in the building. Obviously, I don't think much is going to change, defensively speaking, because he's been there. He knows the system. And you added a pass rusher in the offseason with Trey Hendrickson. And while, yes, he may have lost a step from back-to-back 17.5 sack seasons, we're a year removed from those.
Right.
I still think he's got a lot of juice left in him, and Baltimore's going to open him up to be able to create some havoc. And in the first 7 weeks of the season, I mean, if everything goes your way, you might have a problem winning 2 of those games. I'm not a fan of the Colts. I don't think the Colts are any better than they were last year, and in fact, I don't think they're going to be very good at all this year. So that first game against the Colts on the road, don't care. My book, you should win that 100 times out of 100. The Saints in week 2, you do have to go play the Cowboys in Brazil in week 3. Titans, Falcons, Browns, Bengals. That's your first 7 games of the season. If you're a Baltimore Raven fan, you got to go, hell, if we can come out of that at 6-1, that's perfect. I wouldn't be shocked to see them start 7-0.
I've got that 7-game stretch, them going 5-2, because I've got them a couple games below you at 11-6.
Yep.
Winning the division, think they're going to be a good team. Just a couple games less. So I got them losing to the Cowboys and then the Bengals there.
Mm-hmm. Then before the bye week, they run into a bit of a gauntlet. They get the Bills on the road with the Bills coming off of a bye. They have a Thursday night game, short rest, against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Then they have a Monday night game, so an extra rest day on top of the extra rest that they usually get from a Thursday night game at home against Jim Harbaugh and the Los Angeles Chargers. Week 11, you're in Charlotte to take on the Carolina Panthers. Stephen Tao, hopefully we will see you there for that game. And then the Houston Texans in Week 12 on the road. Texans coming off a rest from a Thursday game.
It's a tough stretch.
That is a brutal stretch. After the bye, they go Tampa Bay, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh. There are way too many winnable games on that schedule for me to think that this turns into anything what last year turned into.
Yeah, so I don't think it will happen like it did last year.
What?
But you look at those last 4 games. That's 4 straight division games to end the season. That's a tough way to end your year. Like, no matter what, because all of those games are going to matter probably at some point. Like, that Week 15, Steelers-Ravens. That's a huge game for the Steelers because at this point, we just kind of talked about it,
Mm-hmm.
they're fighting for their playoff life right here. You got the Browns. I mean, the Browns are going to show up and play defense. We'll see if the offense shows up.
Right.
The Bengals are going to be fighting for a playoff spot. Then you got the Steelers again, who may or may not be fighting for a playoff spot right there at the end. Every single one of these games down the stretch from Week 15 on is a playoff game for this Ravens team. There's a ton of pressure there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, sorry about it, Stephen Tao. Hopefully the Tank Spencer kiss of death will not rear its ugly head once again. But I feel like we say this every year. On paper, this should be one of the elite teams in the NFL.
When you have Lamar Jackson playing quarterback for you, that is going to automatically be the assumption. He is incredible. Like, he does things that other people can't do. So that alone gives you the confidence that this team should be good. And with the improvements on the defense, you brought up Trey Hendrickson, there's no reason to think that they will have a collapse like they did last year. And a lot of that was injuries throughout the season. If they can get a modicum of health, this team should win this division.
I agree. Baltimore Ravens, first place in the division. Got the Bengals in second. Steelers, I still feel like that. You're going to be rethinking that after the season's over. If you're not already rethinking it, going, did we make the right call? Pick up a losing season. And then the Cleveland Browns, who should be playing for the number 1 pick. The problem is, I think you're too good to get the number 1 pick.
I don't think I've ever been upset about the Browns being too good for anything. But I'm pretty sure that's exactly what I'm walking right into this next season. I'm pretty sure that we have the exact same layout there. We go Ravens, Bengals, Steelers, Browns, right in sync there.
Yep.
Little off on the records, but close.
Hey, NFC South coming up in the next hour. We'll talk about the The division starring the hometown team, the Carolina Panthers, and the AFC South coming up in the third hour of the program. Joining me on the show today, Mike Carlisle from Raw Dog Sports. We'll be right back.
ESPN Asheville, your mountain weather forecast.
We'll continue with the threat for an isolated shower thunderstorm this afternoon. Record heat, possible 90. The record's 91. Tonight, an isolated shower, thunder shower early. Lows will be in the low 60s. And tomorrow, there'll be some patchy fog in the morning. Then a few showers and thunderstorms likely in the afternoon. Low 80s. Friday, a few showers, maybe a thunderstorm. Even cooler 75 and some wet weather scattered around over the holiday weekend. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
Thursday, August 20th, the Orange Peel presents Buck Cherry.
Now the one I paid it for, you're so fine, won't be alone.
Get your tickets now online at theorangepeel.net.
I'm sorry.
Don't miss Buck Cherry live August 20th. See you at the Peel.
I'm to blame.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. BABBEL.com.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
$3,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for buying gas. Earn cash back with Upside just by filling up your tank. Download Upside now and start earning easy cash back. The more you use Upside, the more you get. Use promo code EXPERT to get an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's promo code EXPERT for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
I'm Coley Duffy.
I'm Cody Ward.
And
we're the Chainsaw Brothers.
Actually, we're cousins. A few days after Helene, we was in the driveway having a couple beers, waiting on the power to come back on. And we heard so many people calling, needing trees removed, and couldn't afford it.
So I called my dad to borrow a chainsaw, and over the next few months, we cleared trees for our neighbors. Our business was born out of wanting to help Western North Carolina get back on our feet.
We are fully insured and licensed. We keep our promises, meaning if we say we're going to be there, we'll be there. In these parts, we live how we were raised.
When you call the Chainsaw Brothers, you're not a customer, you're family. We're good at what we do, and we do it for a reasonable cost.
For all your chainsaw needs, call the Chainsaw Brothers. 828-316-1013. Or find us on Facebook. See how we treat our family.
Are you still covered up with storm damage and debris?
Call us about our daily rates at 828-316-1013. That's 828-316-1013. We're the Chainsaw Brothers, and with our neighbors, we are Western North Carolina strong.
Woohoo!
The iHeartRadio app now has presets. Just like in the car. You're our number one. Make us yours. ESPN Asheville, the mountain's favorite sports station, streaming 24/7. Your home for the Sportsocracy. Weekdays at noon. The Tar Heels and Atlanta Braves baseball.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
That's what we were taught, service before self.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
When you're a grocery store, hunger has no place in your community. That's why at Ingalls, we donate over 2 million pounds of food every year to those who need it. It's the right thing to do, and we know you do the same. Ingalls, your neighbor for over 50 years.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Our value of urgency, timely, responsive, focused, prioritizing you as our customer and the community that we serve to do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
Sure, you know Appalachian Motor Coach is the official shuttle sponsor of the Living the Dream Tailgate Tour. But did you know that they can get you anywhere in style? Weddings, bachelorette parties, corporate gatherings, family reunions, Appalachian Motor Coach makes the ride part of the fun. Luxury seating, climate control, and none of the stress of parking or driving. Appalachian Motor Coach gets you there relaxed, on time, and ready for the party. For more information, visit them at AppalachianMotorCoach.com. Appalachian Motor Coach, the best memories start on the ride.
Clarissa sells WNC as the #1 team in Buncombe County. We have the customer service experience to assist you in achieving your real estate goals. Our team offers something that 90% of listings in our market won't have, Zillow Showcase. Check us out at ClarissaSellsWNC.com.
ESPN Asheville.
Yeah.
WPEK Fairview. WMXF Waynesville. An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human. The Sportsocracy.
It fires me up, man. I love it. Say it one more time.
The Sportsocracy.
Shake it back!
Beer City's best sports talk.
It is gross.
Just earlier.
They are mature, actually. You just have to get to know them better.
Your lunchtime dose of dumbassery. Live from the Ingalls studio.
Welcome back into the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. We are heard everywhere you go on the iHeart Radio app. You can watch us live on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and that way you can join us in the chat. Only subscribers get that privilege. You can also hit us up on all of the social medias at The Sportsocracy, and you can go to all of those social medias as well and find our good friends over at Raw Dog Sports. Mike Carlisle joining us on the program here. Evo, how's he doing? I hadn't talked to Evo in a while.
Evo's doing well. We had a show last night. He actually has a bone to pick with you and Jeremy.
Oh, okay.
So we'll just get into it now.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we not going to the draft in Minneapolis where the Vikings are? Yeah. He's like, man, it is nothing like Green Bay. That's where he took his biggest issue with. When the comparison was made to Green Bay, he's like, nope, absolutely not. Blasphemy. That is not happening.
Our apologies to Evo for blaspheming against his city. I had just the idea of Minneapolis in April is not real high on my list because I did April in Green Bay, and the window was frosted over when we got in the car to leave that morning. And I just, I'm not asking for Tahiti. I don't need to have this thing, in Brazil. I don't need to necessarily be wearing shorts. I just don't want to be freezing my keister off when it comes time for the NFL draft. And I don't know. You live closer to that far north. I mean, am I wrong for that? Am I wrong for not wanting to go to Minnesota in April?
I mean, I understand it. It's cold. It's for sure cold. I'm cold right now. So it makes a lot of sense why that is a detractor. It could have been miserably cold when we went to Pittsburgh not too long ago. I've never been to Minneapolis. If we decide not to go, I'm going to be a little sad. I would like to see the city, but I also did hear you guys talk about it the other day. Maybe we just do Draft House in Asheville or somewhere else and have a good old time, which I'm also down for.
That could be a lot of fun, no doubt about that. But this is where the mentor in me would come through and say, if you work real hard over the next 2 years and really make yourself a corner piece of the franchise here that is the Sportsocracy, then we're going to have to go to your city. So, Evo, step it up, and maybe you can make us go to Minnesota.
That's what I told them. I was like, what we need to do is just peer pressure them into this for like the next couple of years, and then they'll make it happen.
Right. Just tell him to start dropping like little nuggets of things that are in Minneapolis that Jeremy would like, and just kind of sprinkle those in, and like every month send him a reminder like, hey, you sure you don't want to go to Minneapolis? Because we could do this. And he may be down for it. You never know.
There you go. We'll just avoid the chocolate milk and the peanut butter and jellies.
Right. Anyway, hey, you never know. We might end up making a trip to the Twin Cities. Who knows?
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah. All right. Back into the prediction week here in the Sportsocracy. Easy for me to say. Mike Carlisle from Raw Dog Sports joining me on the show. Check him out. RAWDAWG Sports. They're on all the social medias. Now, the NFC South. The way we do this is we start with the team that we've predicted to finish in last, and I'll be shocked if your prediction is any different than mine. The last place team in this division should be the Atlanta Falcons, correct?
100%.
And it's not even really all that close.
Well,
is it?
Well, for one of the teams that we'll talk about that in a minute, but
all right.
Yes, I think that the Falcons are the worst team in this division.
I mean, there's a good chance the Atlanta Falcons will be one of the worst teams in football. Not just in this division, but in all of the NFL. Which is sad to me because I think they're more talented than that. I feel like a team that has Bijan Robinson and Drake London, and I even like Kyle Pitts to a certain point. I've always been a Kevin Stefanski, I don't know if apologist is the right word, but we'll go with that. I've liked Kevin Stefanski. I think he could do some pretty cool things there in Atlanta. I just don't trust any of the rest of the team.
I don't trust their defense for sure. Now, on the Kevin Stefanski thing, obviously I have a pretty versed understanding of who Kevin Stefanski is as a coach. I've seen him coach my team for a lot of years. There were moments where I really liked Kevin Stefanski. And there were moments where I really hated Kevin Stefanski.
Yeah.
Some of the decisions that he can make at times are boneheaded in terms of play calling. He has shown that he can be a good play caller at times. That was taken away, was given back. A lot of things have been in flux with Kevin Stefanski. One thing that really hasn't ever been in flux is his system. Kevin likes to run what Kevin likes to run. Kevin likes to run multiple tight ends. Kevin is under center for the most part. And I don't know that Bijan Robinson is a guy that I would hand the ball off to 25 times a game like a Nick Chubb, who is running downhill from under center. It just doesn't seem like the right fit. There's a ton of offensive talent. It's going to be some of the most offensive talent Kevin Stefanski has had the entire time that he's been an NFL coach. So the weapons should be there. One of the main problems, though, that's always kind of plagued Kevin as well, is that who's going to play quarterback for this team? Is it no knees or no brains in Tua? I mean, you don't have a good option either way. And then you talk about the noise outside. You got James Pierce getting in trouble. There's a suspension coming there. There are a lot of things working against this Falcons team. I just don't see how they're going to find a way to pull out of this. I think Kevin can be a good coach. I just don't know if it's the right fit.
Yeah. The Falcons, even when they're good, they find a way to lose.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think you're good. Like I said, there's this little handful of pieces that you have that if you put them on any other team in the league, I'd be like, damn, that's a contender. That's a contender right there. Obviously, not having a quarterback really, really hurts. Because I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm not even really convinced that Michael Penix is any better than Tua Tagovailoa, and that's saying something.
He's got a bigger arm.
Mm-hmm. And
that's
then
not it.
right. And then what do we have after that? Maybe if we're having an arm talent contest, okay, he could win that. However, we need more than that to happen at the quarterback position in the NFL, and I don't like your chances. And the fact that you are already at a talent deficiency to almost all of the teams that are on your schedule this year, I don't like your chance to win very many games. How many games did you have them winning, Mike?
I have them going 4-13.
Okay, all right.
So a little bit better than maybe you had them. However, I have them going 0-5 to start the season.
Mm-hmm. Twice as many wins, actually, as I gave them this year, because I'm at 2. And, I hate the Falcons, so I will go with your prediction of 4 wins, because I'm probably being too hard on them. But I just don't – even in week 1, when you're facing off against the Pittsburgh Steelers, we talked about them last hour, that's not a team that I believe in. I think they will run you ragged. On defense, at least.
I think that's very, very, very possible. There's another team that we've talked about a lot of coaching changes. There's another coaching change where it's going to take a minute for whatever they're going to try to run to set hold, because they have not run this type of offense. They've been trying to spread people out, air it out, like getting Drake London and Kyle Pitts the ball.
Mm-hmm.
That is what they have been trying to do, and now everything's going to become more condensed. And you're going to lose space for Bijan to operate. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And Falcons fans, anybody that has watched our show, any Falcons fans that have watched our show, know that I have kind of been railing against the Falcons for a little while now. I don't have a vendetta against the Falcons at all. Like, I don't have the hatred in division kind of like you do.
Mm-hmm.
I just have really not like the way that the team has been constructed for the last 4 or 5 years, and I don't see that it's gotten better. They've made attempts to address, the defense and get some pass rush help, but nothing it seems like they have done has really stuck to make them a competitive team ever since Matt Ryan left. Maybe now that Matt's back and they can get him in the fold and things will happen, but not right away. Most certainly not this year.
Yeah. You take James Pierce Jr. out of the out. I mean, he's not done. I don't think, but I imagine he's at least going to face some kind of a suspension from the
100%.
league. Don't know, but I'm projecting here.
12 games.
12 games.
Listen. So when you think about the Deshaun Watson suspension,
yeah,
11 games, right? And there was no hard evidence that anything happened.
Mm-hmm.
There is video evidence of James Pierce smashing his car into another car and doing violent actions.
Mm-hmm.
And then, things are just kind of being swept away because nobody wants to press charges. But everybody can see what happened. It feels like 12 games is like the mark based on what happened to Deshaun Watson.
All right, so we'll go down that path. If that happens, you take him out of the equation, and you have who's his backup? Ebukam, Samson Ebukam, or however you say his name. But that gives you a defense that has Brandon Dorlus, Deshaun Hand, Zach Harrison, Jalen Walker, Divine Diablo, Christian Harris, and Samson Ebukam.
That's a real who's who list there, I tell you what.
That front seven is, let's just say it needs some work. Then you get the back half that goes A.J. Terrell, Jesse Bates. All right, we're good there. Xavier Watts, like him. Mike Hughes and Billy Bowman Jr.
Who?
Yeah. Well, Billy Bowman I know is a guy that Jeremy's been hot on.
Okay.
Since he came out of Oklahoma 2 years ago. I think he was in the 25 draft. So this is his second year in the league. Okay, we'll give you time to develop. You got Avion Terrell, AJ's brother, who they just got in the draft. I don't know. It's just. I don't see how you're going to stop people. And frankly, with that quarterback situation, I don't see how you're going to score on people very much. And you've got a schedule here that gives you a few chances to win games, but when you go up against, let's just go Week 3, you go to the Green Bay Packers on a Thursday night. Smoked. You will be smoked. Monday Night Football in New Orleans against the Saints. I don't care that you're coming off a rest from the Thursday before. I think you'll get smoked in that one too.
Same.
Baltimore Ravens, Chicago Bears, 49ers. That's 3 home games in a row where you don't have a prayer.
I got them getting one there. I got them knocking off the Bears.
Okay.
I have the Bears taking a big step back because the turnover differential will not repeat.
Okay. All right. That's not a bad call there. And then you got the Bucs on the road, the Bengals at home, the Chiefs at home, those right before the bye. I mean, to me, that's a hell of a string from week 5 to the bye in week 11. Yeah, and you go Ravens, Bears, 49ers, Bucs, Bengals, Chiefs. Woof.
Tough.
Not good. You still got the Lions coming up week 13. Week 15, you got a date on the road with the Washington Commanders. You got another one with the Bucs at home in week 16. Three division games to finish out the year. And I don't have you winning any of them. I finished out at 2-15. And you got them at 4-13.
Yeah, I got them getting one of those games at the end, one of those division opponents.
Okay.
Going into their bye, though, I have them at 1-9. And it feels very comfortable 1-9.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And, hey, at that point, we may get a chance to see Trevor Siemian take some snaps at quarterback. Who knows?
Maybe.
I mean, just wild.
I also have them beating my Browns. Listen, at that point in the season, I'm not sure the Browns are going to want to win. We might hopefully be not playing for anything except for Arch Manning. So that's where I give them an extra win.
You're both playing for a quarterback.
Yeah, they got to be playing for a quarterback this year as well. Are they sold that Michael Penix can be their guy? Absolutely not after all the injury concerns because he had them coming out of college.
Yep. The Falcons, I think, are the easiest bet to be the last place team in the NFC South. I know, spicy take. The question is, how will the top of this division shake out? And honestly, I don't feel like there's a whole lot of difference between the other 3 teams in the division. We'll continue talking about the NFC South on Prediction Week here in the Sportsocracy with Mark Carlisle when we return.
Now here's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, COIN. That's COIN. Enter it now.
Log on to ESPNAVL.com to play, and good luck.
Thursday, June 18th, the Orange Peel presents the Kiefer Sutherland Band.
Said I'm wasting my life just paying my bills, doing my time but getting no chills.
Get your tickets now online at theorangepeel.net. Don't miss the Kiefer Sutherland Band live June 18th. See you at the Peel.
Spring cleaning meets hosting season with Zero Res. Get carpets cleaned for just $35 per room, and stairs are now only $35 too. Plus, take $50 off air duct cleaning. Book now at ZeroResAsheville.com and get guest ready today.
It's the French Open, where every point is a battle on clay. I'd know. I competed there for decades. Join me, Renee Stubbs, on the Renee Stubbs Tennis Podcast for no-nonsense breakdowns of the biggest matches, the toughest players, and the moments that define Roland Garros.
Listen, Elena Rybakina is arguably the best player in the world right now, and I actually can win on any surface.
Search the Renee Stubbs Tennis Podcast on iHeartRadio, America's #1 podcast network, and the Webby Podcast Company of the Year.
Presented by Capital One, founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports.
I'm David.
And I'm Christina.
And this is our Ingalls story.
Ginger's Revenge is a brewery located in Asheville, North Carolina that specializes in the production of hard ginger beer.
So we use all natural, whole ingredients, and I think that really sets us apart.
Ingalls is an amazing partner for us to work with. A lot of our fans know that they can go to Ingalls and find a lot of the flavors that we have available, and they just make it really easy for folks to purchase local products.
Sure, you know Appalachian Motor Coach is the official shuttle sponsor of the Living the Dream Tailgate Tour. But did you know that they can get you anywhere in style? Weddings, bachelorette parties, corporate gatherings, family reunions, Appalachian Motor Coach makes the ride part of the fun. Luxury seating, climate control, and none of the stress of parking or driving. Appalachian Motor Coach gets you there relaxed, on time, and ready for the party. For more information, visit them at AppalachianMotorCoach.com. Appalachian Motor Coach, the best memories start on the ride.
Selling your home? Don't settle for average. Our real estate team at Clarissa Sells WNC and eXp Realty offers Zillow Showcase, an exclusive AI-powered listing experience available to just the top 10% of all listings in our area. With immersive media, cutting-edge design, and elevated marketing, Showcase listings, they go pending quicker and sell for up to $9,000 more than standard listings. Ready to stand out in a crowded market? Give our team a call today, 828-774-6343, because your home deserves the spotlight.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Our value of urgency, timely, responsive, focused, prioritizing you as our customer and the community that we serve to do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
ESPN Asheville has your chance to win Braves tickets right now with the talkback on your iHeartRadio app. Hit that microphone button and give us the keyword, and you could go see the Braves take on the Nationals next Sunday. The winning word? CHOP. C-H-O-P.
The Sportsocracy.
Gets the rebound, passes it to the man, shoots it, and boom goes the dynamite.
All right, back in the Sportsocracy. Definitely take that opportunity to go register yourself for 4 tickets to go see the Atlanta Braves this Sunday against the Washington Nationals. We got those tickets going out on the through the Talkback app. So if you're unfamiliar, you're listening to us on the iHeartRadio app. There's a little microphone at the top of the screen on your phone. You just hit that and leave the keyword, CHOP. That's all you need to do. We'll have your phone number. We'll enter you into the contest, and we'll pick a winner this evening. So you only got a couple more chances left, only a couple more keywords every hour up until 5 o'clock this evening, and then we'll draw a winner there, sending somebody to Atlanta to go see the Braves, best team in baseball, going up against the Washington Nationals this Sunday in Atlanta. Joining me on the program, Mike Carlisle. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with your name here, Mike. It's very simple. It's only just a couple of syllables. I think I get it. Mike Carlisle from Raw Dog Sports joining us on the show today while Jeremy's getting some business done down in Greenville. We're continuing prediction week, and the prognostications, or the pontificating, continues. I saw that in the YouTube chat. Somebody used that word, and I was like, hey, that's a good word to use. So,
that is a good word.
Talking about the NFC South, the Atlanta Falcons, by far the worst team in the division. Everybody else in the division, I think, has a chance to win it. I don't feel like you feel the same way, though, Mike.
I don't.
Okay.
And I feel like you're going to be very, very upset with me here in just a second. Yeah.
No.
I'm going to be that guy. I don't have a lot of faith in your Buccaneers.
Really?
I don't. I feel like the loss of Mike Evans is going to play kind of a big role.
Okay.
Now, obviously, the offense has been able to do things without Mike Evans, right? But Mike Evans was a lot more than just a dude. Mike Evans was the emotional leader, locker room leader, everything for this team for the last decade plus. I don't think that losing that type of guy out of your locker room is a good thing for your team. I don't think it's a good thing for Baker Mayfield, who kind of needs a guy who he can just go throw it up to. Something that he didn't really have an option here much of in Cleveland outside of in David Njoku. Somebody that I was kind of clamoring that the Bucs should go out and maybe sign before the Chargers went out and did it.
Right.
So I don't love what the Chargers did I don't love what the Buccaneers did in the offseason. I don't like the fact that they didn't add enough, in my mind, pass catchers to replace a Mike Evans. The offensive line, outside of Tristan Wirfs, I think is replacement level. Tristan Wirfs is obviously a stud. And then the defense, I know that team is supposed to be really good on defense because of who their head coach is. They're just, for some reason, haven't been.
They're just not.
They're just not. Now,
because
listen,
he's not. Because he's not that guy. Like Todd Bowles has catfished everyone in the NFL. That bend don't break off or defense that he runs of we're just going to leave everything in the middle of the field wide open and hope that we can catch you on the backside. That's not going. I mean, that doesn't change. It's the same every year, which is why this team, even as good as the offense can be, the defense is still going to keep everybody in it. The defense still keeps bad teams in games with you. It's the problem that I've had with this team since he became the head coach after Bruce Arians left. Mike Evans' departure is going to hurt. There's no doubt about it. You can't lose a guy that has been the face of the franchise for so long and not feel that pain a little bit. The reason that I'm not devastated by it is because of the age, one. I mean, he can still play in this league at a pretty high level because of his size and his ability to go up and get it in the red zone and things like that. Seeing this team without him last year was just a warm-up, basically. It was a warm-up for what we all knew was, or I won't say we all knew, but what we all kind of figured was going to happen at some point. The Mike was going to move on.
Yeah.
You don't normally see guys stay with a team constantly throughout their career anymore, especially a good, dependable weapon. If you end up turning into a team that's not going to compete for championships anymore, guess where I want to go? As I get older and the chances dwindle that I'm going to have a chance to win another one, I'm going to leave. His problem is he went to San Francisco, and I don't think I don't think they're primed to win anything this year either.
Agreed.
It does kind of hurt my feelings that you have us third in the division, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. What I'm banking on as a Tampa Bay fan this year is the fact that the the MASH unit that was the offensive line by the end of the year, hopefully that doesn't happen again. Right, last year we played significant portions of the season without Tristan Wirfs, without Luke Gadecki, without Bredesen. He missed several games last year, I believe, as well. I mean, we were a turnstile. We were starting seventh-round guys at the end of the season on that offensive line, which led to Baker getting hit, which led to Baker not having any time to throw. Oh, by the way, Baker got hurt again. He had the same damn shoulder problem that he had in Cleveland, and you can remember how that went for your Browns. When he got hurt, he refused to come off the field, which is exactly what he did last year, and that team just wasn't the same after that. Yes, all of the rhythm was thrown off by the mix and match at receiver because you had Mike gone for a long time and you had Chris gone for a couple of games, and Jalen McMillan missed the first of the season.
Ibuka showed up early and then kind of fell off for a little while.
Well, he fell off when, Mike came back and Baker got more hurt and the offensive line was, I feel like there were a whole lot of factors in that, not just, Ibuka, surprised everybody and then we got tape on him and figured him out. I'm
not trying to make that comparison. I'm not trying to say Ibuka, but when he showed up, people were like, oh my God, this is the next one. And then things slowed down a little bit, but the entire offense for Tampa slowed down at that point.
Mm-hmm.
When you lose your deep threat, you're a guy that can really and here's the thing, Mike's not running past everybody. Mike is just going to throw it up, and he's going to come down with it the majority of the time. So you don't even have to worry about having that speed element. You can allow those quicker, more shifty guys to work underneath because Mike provided that. Mm-hmm. And now that's like, who is who's the guy that goes and gets it? You have to win with speed, or a guy that I love, Ted Hurst, needs to really take an ascension and become the next Mike Evans replacement. Yeah. I love Ted Hurst. I think he is spectacular. But to ask him to step in right away where he was drafted and to be a replacement for Mike Evans is huge, huge ask.
Yeah. Figuring out where everybody plays is going to be key for Tampa Bay as far as in the wide receiver room of who takes that spot. And there's been a lot of talk, early on here with OTAs starting up and individual workouts and voluntary workouts and all that stuff going on. They're talking about Ibuka is going to move to the outside permanently. He'll be basically the one, or the Z receiver, I think they called it.
The X.
Yeah. He'll be on the outside. I think there'll be a whole lot of mix otherwise of sometimes we'll see Godwin on the outside. Sometimes we'll see Jalen on the outside. Sometimes we'll see, I don't know if you'll run Ted Johnson on the outside all that much, but he's just a whittle feller.
Yeah.
But, Ted Hurst, I think, is the one that can grow into that, but I can't trust a guy from Georgia State to come in and be that right away.
No. And listen, I think Ted is incredible and a high talent that nobody got to see or talked about because he went to Georgia State. But, at the Senior Bowl, like, holy cow, this dude is incredible. And then he's got the combine, and everything is trending upward for him. But you cannot ask that man to be like, oh, by the way, we want you to replace quite possibly the greatest receiver, if not no doubt the greatest receiver in Bucs history. You got him and Keyshawn Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the top two.
Mm-hmm.
But, let's go ahead and just toss you in and you're going to replace him from Georgia State. That's just way too much to ask.
Right. Looking at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers schedule, though, I feel like it's a very manageable schedule. I feel like we are a talented enough team to be in every game that we play. Aside from a couple, the Lions game I look at and go, I don't think that's going to be fun because I think they still have some pounding to do on us from that one we stole from them 2 years ago. We're not in the class of the Chargers, or the Ravens, or the Rams. But I think everybody else, you got a puncher's chance. You open with the Bengals, which they don't win early games, so
True.
I think you can grab that one on the road week 1. The home opener in week 2 is against the Browns. I like us better than the Browns. I like us better than the Vikings, who we play in week 3. I think we're pretty on par with the Green Bay Packers, who we face in week 4, and that's a home game, so I gave us the nod there. So I've got us opening up 4-0.
Okay. So I do not have similar. I have you guys losing to the Bengals at home.
Uh-huh.
I have you losing to the Browns. I think we can get one early. Myles Garrett sacking Baker Mayfield. I think it's going to happen several times.
It could happen.
I do have you guys
know Tristan Wirfs is healthy, right? He's good.
I do. I am aware that Tristan Wirfs is healthy. Myles Garrett, though, is a freak.
No doubt.
So that's going to be a great matchup watching those two go at it in that week. But I do have you guys getting the win in week 3 against the Vikings. I do have you dropping to the Packers, though, who have an extra day of rest.
They do.
And you guys going 1-3 to start the season.
Yeah. Cowboys is not going to be fun in week 5 on the road at Jerry
I like
World.
Them a lot.
That's the secondary of Tampa still has many problems. And you're saying we got to go up against Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and George Pickens. Okay,
in Dallas.
Yes, I will take the Cowboys on a Thursday night. Don't care about the rest that's involved there. Steelers in week 6, Panthers in Charlotte week 7. It doesn't really stiffen up until you get down to like week 9. You got a tough back-to-back, but a bye week thrown in the middle in 9, 10, and 11. You go at the Bears in a loss. Take the bye week, and then you go to Detroit. I don't care about the rest in that scenario. Again, that's a high-powered offense, and that's Jahmyr Gibbs and Amon-Ra St. Brown making you beg for mercy.
100%.
Right.
I have that stretch. You guys getting quite a few wins there, though. Actually, I like you against the Steelers. I like you against the Panthers for one of those games.
Yep.
And I think you beat the Falcons. That's where I see you guys rattling off some wins, sandwiched kind of around a really tough go.
Yeah. Then we've got Monday Night Football on Thanksgiving week. We close out that one in Tampa against the Panthers on Monday Night Football. Chargers loss, Ravens loss. You got a home date with the Saints. You're gonna probably split those. But that's what I hate about having the last week of the season, or playing 2 division games against the same opponent within 4 weeks. Because one of those games, normally you don't get the best effort. Now, the fact that we're all going to be jammed together, I think, at the end of the season plays into that could be one of the best games of the week between the Saints and the Bucs, Falcons and the Bucs in Week 16 in Atlanta. The Rams is a loss. I don't care what week it is. And then close it out the season on the road against the New Orleans Saints. I mean, there's a 9-8 team to me constantly.
Okay. I do not have them that high. I think that middle stretch is going to be really good for them. But I think on the back half of the season, when you look at kind of some of these tougher spots, Lions, you lose there. I got Panthers, they get you. You guys split on the year. This is the one that you lose.
Mm-hmm.
The Chargers, they get you. The Ravens get you. I think you get the Saints. I think the Falcons get you. They got you splitting there, too. Then you got the Rams. And then I got the Saints because I got you basically splitting with everybody in the division.
Right.
So, and outside of your division games, it's not easy on the back half of the side.
Yeah.
On the front half, where you get the Vikings, the Browns, some of those, you can get those games.
Yes,
you can maybe steal a couple there.
Yeah, if you're going to have a chance to win this division, you're going to have to win those games early.
Yeah.
And, I'm a fan, so I feel like we're going to.
Understood. I feel that.
Right. We're going to take the break here in the Sportsocracy. When we come back, we'll talk about the Carolina Panthers, the hometown team, the defending champions of the division, and the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans, as close as everybody wants to make us believe that they are to contending for this division title. We'll talk about it up next.
ESPN Asheville, your mountain weather forecast.
We'll continue with the threat for an isolated shower thunderstorm this afternoon. Record heat, possible 90. The record's 91. Tonight, an isolated shower early. Lows will be in the low 60s. And tomorrow there'll be some patchy fog in the morning. Then a few showers and thunderstorms likely in the afternoon. Low 80s. Friday, a few showers, maybe a thunderstorm, even cooler 75, and some wet weather scattered around over the holiday weekend. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Stajan.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Memorial Day savings are on at Lowe's. Get Miracle-Gro 0.75 cubic feet garden soil, 5 bags for $10. Plus, shop select 1.5 gallon red, white, and blue annuals hanging plants, 2 for $15. Valid through 5/27. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
Man, whenever I use a sports book, I feel like I'm just getting robbed blind.
Dude, you've got to delete that app. You need to be using Polymarket.
Polymarket? How are they any different?
Polymarket is a prediction market, not a sports book. You trade against other fans just like you, not the house. That means more money for you and less for those greedy sports books.
For real?
Yep. Sports books take around $9 on a $100 position and then pay out around $500. Polymarket pays out $650 on that same position.
What's the catch?
No catch. Even better, it's available in all 50 states. Polymarket is so confident that you'll never go back, they're giving you $50 free on your first trade.
I'm deleting my sportsbook app. How do I get started?
Download Polymarket now and use promo code HEAT for $50 free for your first trade. Stop letting sportsbooks steal from you. Download Polymarket and use promo code HEAT for $50 free on your first trade. Use promo code HEAT.
Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply.
iHeart's Yacht Rock Radio goes commercial-free all Memorial Day weekend. Smooth sailing with the greatest from the 70s and 80s. Just open the free iHeart app, search Yacht Rock, and start listening now.
Clarissa sells WNC as the #1 team in Buncombe County. We have the customer service experience to assist you in achieving your real estate goals. Our team offers something that 90% of listings in our market won't have, Zillow Showcase. Check us out at clarissasellswnc.com.
I'm Coley Duffy.
I'm Cody Ward.
And
we're the Chainsaw Brothers.
Actually, we're cousins. A few days after Helene, we was in the driveway having a couple beers, waiting on the power to come back on. And we heard so many people calling, needing trees removed, and couldn't afford it.
So I called my dad to borrow a chainsaw, and over the next few months, we cleared trees for our neighbors. Our business was born out of wanting to help Western North Carolina get back on our feet.
We are fully insured and licensed. We keep our promises, meaning if we say we're going to be there, we'll be there. In these parts, we live how we were raised.
When you call the Chainsaw Brothers, you're not a customer, you're family. We're good at what we do, and we do it for a reasonable cost.
For all your chainsaw needs, call the Chainsaw Brothers. 828-316-1013. Or find us on Facebook. See how we treat our family.
Are you still covered up with storm damage and debris?
Call us about our daily rates at 828-316-1013. That's 828-316-1013. We're the Chainsaw Brothers, and with our neighbors, we are Western North Carolina strong.
Woohoo!
When you're a grocery store, hunger has no place in your community. That's why at Ingalls, we donate over 2 million pounds of food every year to those who need it. It's the right thing to do, and we know you'd do the same. Ingalls, your neighbor for over 50 years.
The Sportsocracy.
That's the way I feel when my team wins. And if I want to jump up and down when my team wins, and if I want to hug my players when they do good, I'm going to do it.
And welcome back into the Sportsocracy. It's ESPN Asheville. The NFC South, it's their turn on prediction week. As we look down all of the schedules, we've done our full prognostications. And our good friend from Raw Dog Sports, Mike Carlisle, joining us on the show, or joining me on the show today. I'd say us because it's, it's the proverbial we, as the dude would say. The royal we. Jeremy off doing some business down in Greenville, South Carolina. The office is open, though. I mean, that's how you're seeing us right now is we're running through the radio to the office down in Greenville out to you, because that is the kind of, chain link that we run here.
High-speed operation that we got going.
That's right. Multiple high-speed connections here in the Sportsocracy. Let's talk about the hometown team, the Carolina Panthers, the defending champions of this division. And honestly, I know we're doing this out of order, but I wanted to give the hometown team their flowers here because, I think there's a great shot and a likelihood that they're going to be the defending or the reigning division champions after the season is over here. Because I think it's a coin flip between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Carolina Panthers. Not so sure that New Orleans team is as close, but they're at least in the mix. Everybody finishes many games ahead of the Atlanta Falcons in my prognostications for this season. Mike, Raw Dog Sports, what do you feel about the Carolina Panthers?
I think the Carolina Panthers are going to be a decent team. I think they'll be kind of around where they were last year. I feel like everybody in this division is very similar. I think the Falcons are not going to be good, but the Saints, the Bucks, the Panthers could all be right around that same spot where they were last year. Mm-hmm. When I was going through and I was doing all my picks, I ended up with the Bucks a little lower than I expected. The Panthers right around where I expected. And then that last team, the Saints, I actually had a little higher than I expected as I was going through them. So with the Panthers, I have them as my number 2 team going 7-10. I think that in this division, I could very easily be wrong. And they could go out and they could go 10-7. and win this division again, go to the playoffs. I don't know that they're going to compete in the playoffs because that NFC side is stacked at the top. But I think that there's a chance that they could maybe outpace what I have as I was going through this. I want to hear your take. You obviously there, around the Panthers a lot more than I am. You hear all of those things a lot more than I do. Is this team headed in the right direction? Is Bryce Young going to be the guy that sticks and becomes their franchise quarterback? Because I feel like that's what all of their future success, continued reigning division champion success hinges on. Is Bryce Young going to be consistent enough for this team?
Well, here, I'll put it to you this way. Baker Mayfield has been consistent enough to be a multi-time division champion in the NFC South. I feel like that's all you should need to know.
Yeah.
Of how this is going to go. Because Bryce Young doesn't have to be what we wanted him to be to win this division. That's the good part for the Carolina Panthers. The bad part is, you said, are they heading in the right direction? Yes, that is a definitive yes from me with capital letters. The question of what Bryce Young's future is much more undecided, in my opinion. I think Bryce Young fits this division in the sense that the same way Baker Mayfield fits this division, in the same way that Todd Bowles fits this division. He's going to be just good enough to win you a division, and then you have to make the call on, is that good enough for me to tie my future to him? Because if he wins a second division in a row, there's no chance they don't re-sign him. No chance. I don't care if you won it going 8-9, and everybody else in this division sucked on ice, and you won with a losing record. I think you're still in a position where the tote board, the check boxes, as long as you're checking them, you have to sign up for it again. We won the division, okay? Well, we're firing our coach. That doesn't make sense when you say it in the same sentence. Yeah. I know it's not as black and white, but a lot of the decisions in the NFL, I feel like, are pretty black and white. You can't fire a coach who's won 4 divisions in a row. Unfortunately, that's where Tampa Bay's at, and they go, crap. Well, I guess we had to give him another shot. And Bryce Young's in the same position. Although, I do feel like the more you add weapons to that team, the better he's going to get. Mm-hmm. I hate what they did with the running game.
Thank you. I was going to bring that up because you bring up the weapons, and I feel like their weapons did not get better. I feel like the weapons maybe got a little bit worse.
The running game definitely got worse, in my opinion, because I have never seen it from Jonathan Brooks. He's not healthy long enough for me to go, that's the guy. Liked him when he was at Texas, but he's been, 2 ACLs removed from what he was at Texas. Trevor Etienne, sorry, watched him at Georgia, not interested.
Yeah.
A.J. Dillon, I like him, but I feel like him being added to the team, if he still had anything left, he'd be listed higher than the 4. Yeah. Chuba Hubbard, I've never really been a fan. He's fine. He's not Rico Dowdle. And he wasn't Rico Dowdle last year when Dave Canales went, hey, Chuba's healthy, let's play him. Why would you do that? Rico broke a record. He broke the record for the most yards in 2 games that anybody's ever had as a Carolina Panthers running back. And still you went, yeah, let's go back to Chuba. Let's do that.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
It's one of the most questionable decisions of last year.
Yeah.
I was thinking in the draft maybe you were going to get old Kenyon Sadiq and give us an actual tight end, but no, we're just staying with the usual.
Tommy Tremble.
There he is. Somebody flashed, I saw on Facebook yesterday, there was one of those memes going around. It was like, who has the worst weapons? And it was Malik Willis and that ragtag group that the Miami Dolphins have. The Panthers were on the list. I can't remember who all else was on the list. But my overall take was, it's Miami and it's not close, that they have the worst weapons on this list, but the Carolina Panthers are much closer than anybody wants them to be.
I think so as well, because, listen, we haven't seen anything come out of Xavier Legette yet. We don't know what we're going to get out of Brazil. Now, reports that I've seen out of camp say that Brazil's looking pretty decent, but we don't know yet. He has not played a down in the NFL. We have no idea. I have questions about the left tackle spot. I have never thought Ekwonu was a left tackle. I always thought he should have slid inside the guard. Now, you have the opportunity to do that with the draft of Monroe Freeling at some point. You could do that. But are we ready for that right now? It feels like the Panthers are still a little ways away from taking those steps forward. The offense, I don't feel like, is in a position to take that step forward.
Yeah.
Even if Bryce is progressing, even though I like Tet, Jalen Coker did some good things. I don't feel like they did much to help Bryce to get him to be that repeat division champion.
If Chris Brazell can be the offensive rookie of the year, like Tet was last year, then you're on a good path. Right, then you've got a chance to exceed my expectations for this team. I'm not a fan of the offensive line for the most part. I think it's still, as you said, just kind of a mix and match, and we're trying to make this work, still trying to find the spot for everybody to play. The defense is fine. Jeremy's way more excited about the defense than I am. I mean, obviously, adding Devin Lloyd was huge. Jalen Phillips is a pass rusher unlike you've had since Brian Burns was in town. Yes. So I get that. Hopefully, Princely Uman Malayan will be, one step further in his progression and will turn into an actual threat to go behind Nick Skirton and Jalen Phillips. Yeah. There's opportunity there, but I still don't think you're a team that's ready to compete at the highest level. Now, you're good enough to win this division, I think, and the schedule is, it's not bad. It could have been worse. Because
it could have been way worse.
Absolutely. You start out the season with the Bears. That's a Ben Johnson comes back home, quote unquote. He's from Asheville, played at University of North Carolina. So he gets to come home and open up the season at Bank of America Stadium. That's going to be a good storyline for week one, and I don't think you're going to win it. But then you do get the favor of going to the Falcons the next week and the Browns the next week. Very winnable games. You're not in the class of the Lions, I don't think. You're not in the class of the Eagles. The Denver Broncos you're punching above your weight class. You've got the Ravens on this schedule. The Bengals are going to be tough to deal with, but who knows what the health of that team's going to be like when you get to later in the season.
Right.
And you ended up getting the Seahawks in that rivalry game, which I'm still kind of iffy on how this became a rivalry game, but somehow every year it seems we end up with a Seahawks versus the Panthers. And Week 17, if they don't show up to play, then maybe you could win that game. But I don't like you winning that game. And then there's just the usual Panther, which of the games that we're supposed to win are we going to lose? I think you're better than everybody in this division, but there's a chance. There's a chance that you could split in the division. Probably not against the Falcons. As you know, I don't like the Falcons very much. But the Saints games are on the board. The Bucs games are on the board for a loss. It's not going to be fun playing against the Bengals. Like I say, I'd think this team's a 9-8. And the tiebreaker comes down to them and whoever else, whether it be the Bucs or the Saints. Because I think this is just where this division lives.
I agree. This is 100% where this division lives. I'm close. I'm in that range. I got them at 7-10, finishing second in the division. You talked about that, that schedule early. I got them 2-2 going into their Week 5 bye. That feels like they're okay. We can do something here. But after they come out of the bye, it is really tough. Yeah. Like Eagles, I don't think they have a shot there. I got them dropping one to the Bucs. I have them 4-2 in the division, but they're going to drop a couple of games, and I got them dropping to the Bucs here.
Yep.
Packers, nope. Broncos, nope. I got them losing to the Saints because they're going to split there. Then you get the Ravens. So that's a tough stretch. Then you finally get a nice little section where they can go, okay, rattle off some wins. You get Bucs, Vikings, Saints again, Bengals. You get into that range. Now you're competing for potentially this division again with the way this thing could all shake out. Then you got to finish Steelers, Seahawks, Falcons. Falcons is a win. I got them beating the Falcons twice.
Mm-hmm.
But they could lose to the Steelers, and they could lose to the Seahawks. I don't think that they're a bad team. I just, once again, the roster construction is not where it needs to be to compete at a high level in my mind.
Okay.
The offensive line and the running game do not help a quarterback who has limited physical traits.
I thought I was going to be much higher on the one team that we haven't talked about in the NFC South, but it didn't work out that way. We run out of time here for the hour, so we'll take the break. When we come back, we will finish off the NFC South, give you our thoughts on the New Orleans Saints, how they'll finish out this season, and then the AFC South to close out the program here on Prediction Week in the Sportsocracy. I'm Tank Spencer. He's Mike Carlisle from Raw Dog Sports, and we'll be right back.
ESPN Asheville, your mountain weather forecast.
We'll continue with the threat for an isolated shower thunderstorm this afternoon. Record heat, possible 90. The record's 91. Tonight, an isolated shower early. Lows will be in the low 60s. And tomorrow there'll be some patchy fog in the morning. Then a few showers and thunderstorms likely in the afternoon. Low 80s. Friday, a few showers, maybe a thunderstorm, even cooler 75, and some wet weather scattered around over the holiday weekend. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Ready to upgrade to the perfect sleep setup? Let Mattress Firm's sleep experts guide you to the perfect bed at the Memorial Day sale. Top brands, ideal comfort, score unbeatable deals on both. Mattress Firm. They make sleep easy.
Asheville's #1 hit music station.
I just might make them up, baby. What can I do? I'm trying to be the girl that you're talking to.
Star 104.3.
You know what your customers are doing right this second? The exact same thing you are, listening to me. Which, let's be honest, is kind of flattering. But my point is, ads on iHeartRadio actually get heard. In the car, at the gym, on the couch, while people are walking their dogs. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? You're a good boy, that's right, you're a good boy. So why not make the next ad about you? Get started today. Call 844-844-iHeart or go to iHeartAdvertising.com. That's 844-844-iHeart or iHeartAdvertising.com.
The Ingalls Advantage isn't just about savings or the best quality food for your family. It's more than that. It's the advantage of being a part of a community. That's why we provide over 2 million pounds of food every year through regular donations and programs like the Ingalls Giving Tree, Food for Thought, and the Ingalls Fill a Backpack program. It's the right thing to do, and we know that you would do the same. Ingalls, your neighbor for over 50 years.
I'm Coley Duffy.
I'm Cody Ward.
And
we're the Chainsaw Brothers.
Actually, we're cousins. A few days after Helene, we was in the driveway having a couple beers, waiting on the power to come back on. And we heard so many people calling, needing trees removed, and couldn't afford it.
So I called my dad to borrow a chainsaw, and over the next few months, we cleared trees for our neighbors. Our business was born out of wanting to help Western North Carolina get back on our feet.
We are fully insured and licensed. We keep our promises, meaning if we say we're going to be there, we'll be there. In these parts, we live how we were raised.
When you call the Chainsaw Brothers, you're not a customer, you're family. We're good at what we do, and we do it for a reasonable cost.
For all your chainsaw needs, call the Chainsaw Brothers. 828-316-1013. Or find us on Facebook. See how we treat our family.
Are you still covered up with storm damage and debris?
Call us about our daily rates at 828-316-1013. That's 828-316-1013. We're the Chainsaw Brothers, and with our neighbors, we are Western North Carolina strong.
Woohoo!
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Our mission, to improve lives with every interaction. This is JW, General Manager at Parks Ford Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
Clarissa sells WNC as the #1 team in Buncombe County. We have the customer service experience to assist you in achieving your real estate goals. Our team offers something that 90% of listings in our market won't have, Zillow Showcase. Check us out at clarissasellswnc.com.
Sure, you know Appalachian Motor Coach is the official shuttle sponsor of the Live in the Dream Tailgate Tour. But did you know that they can get you anywhere in style? Weddings, bachelorette parties, corporate gatherings, family reunions, Appalachian Motor Coach makes the ride part of the fun. Luxury seating, climate control, and none of the stress of parking or driving. Appalachian Motor Coach gets you there relaxed, on time, and ready for the party. For more information, visit them at AppalachianMotorCoach.com. Appalachian Motor Coach, the best memories start on the ride.
This is ESPN Asheville, Asheville's #1 sports station.
Coming up the middle on a blitz, he throws to the end zone, touchdown!
Beer City's Tar Heel station.
Off the back, Wilson comes soaring in to dunk it home.
Home of the Sportsocracy.
He said, Kyle Shanahan asked, why isn't tic-tac-toe named Hugs and Kisses? That's all Take's going to call it.
Live from the Ingalls studio, weekdays at noon, ESPN Asheville.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
I'll trust water bottles and a flashlight to save the day, but I'll be proved wrong.
With a tornado approaching, I'll realize that I lack a wheelchair-accessible shelter.
When the floodwaters rise, I'll be up in the attic with 20 cans of beans. It's a recipe for disaster.
let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
ESPN Asheville. Yeah. WPEK Fairview. WMXF Waynesville. An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human. Live from the Ingalls studio.
I can't wait to play with myself every day.
The Sportsocracy.
Damn the devil to hell! Let the big dogs eat! Let them on the field!
Come get you some of this.
Fire them cannons! By golly, put more powder in those things.
He couldn't take any more disappointment.
Oh my God. The Jets killed him.
And welcome back into the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville coming to you live on the iHeartRadio app and everywhere on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link, subscribe to the channel so you can join us in the chat. And joining me on the program today, special guest co-host from Raw Dog Sports, Mike Carlisle, and your hetero sports partner has showed up in the YouTube comments here. Evo has checked in. He says he's finally done flying for the day. Where you been? What you been doing, bud?
So Evo actually is a drone pilot. He is an instructor down there in Fort Huachuca. So that's where we met. That's how I was also a drone operator myself. So I'm assuming he just got done with a training flight. So he's ready to probably crack a beer and relax. However, I'm sure he's got a little bit more work to do.
Okay, I was thinking like flying, like, you know, he was traveling somewhere. But no, okay, all right, that makes more sense. Welcome into the program. Thanks for Evo for showing up. We talked about you earlier, and yeah, I'm not sold on the whole Minnesota thing. So for the 2028 draft, my advice to you was to keep dropping little hints to Jeremy about things that he would enjoy in Minneapolis for the next 2 years, and see if you can convince him. Because we're just afraid of the cold. That's the thing. We're wusses, and we don't want to deal with anywhere that's going to be colder than North Carolina in April. Because after doing Green Bay, that wasn't fun. We do have a super chat to get into before we wrap up the NFC South prognostications and get into the AFC South.
Show me the money, money. Show me the money.
It's a Shanahan and Ananism from our good friend Kevin Mullen, and he says Kyle Shanahan asks, what's Bud Light and relations on a boat have in common? Answer, both are close to water. Correct. Question, who's the SGA of the NFL? Who flops the most, and why is it Josh Allen? That's a very good one. Josh Allen is one. You know, I mean, Pat Mahomes belongs on that list to me. I've seen a lot of plays over the years where Patrick was like, "Oh God, he breathed on me." Do you have a better flopper?
I don't know if it's a better flopper. I think Pat Mahomes is definitely up there, on par with Pat. A guy that is always complaining and looking for a flag. It's Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm. That's a very good one.
Aaron Rodgers is very much the SGA in my mind. He needs those calls, though, man.
Oh, yeah. At his advanced age, I feel like he feels like he's entitled to them. No doubt. The problem is he's not that guy anymore.
Exactly.
Right. Like, he used to be the guy that was so good. You know, the Tom Brady. I mean, Tom was a hell of a flopper. Tom was great at this.
Tom did it well.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, the older guys, you can still get away with that as long as you're still good. The problem is when Aaron started sucking 2 years ago, he still does it, and nobody cares. And the ref's like, stop. You weren't making that throw anyway.
I think people also generally just don't like Aaron Rodgers as a person, so that probably also plays a little bit of a factor.
Yeah, yeah. Stephen Tao throws out Burrow is another one. That's not bad. Burrow's had some hilarious ones. And he says, of course, Tom Brady is the Michael Jordan of flopping. Yes, or the LeBron James. I would say LeBron's a much more well-publicized flopper. Sorry if that hurts your feelings, because I know he's going to be playing for your team next year.
That's okay. He's the greatest basketball player of all time, so I'm very excited. Just go ahead and toss that nuke out there real quick. And
okay. LeBron is the greatest player in NBA history, much like Ohio is the birthplace of flight. Yeah, North Carolina still claims both of the titles for that one.
Sure they do.
Let's get into it here. The New Orleans Saints. They are the only team in the NFC South that we have not talked about yet. This is the hot team. This is the next great hope of the NFC South division. Apparently, I do agree with the take that they have got their quarterback. Tyler Shuck is just fine. He is got all the capability of growing into a good, reliable quarterback in this league, I do believe. I just don't believe in much else in this team. All right, you got Chris Olave as the superstar on the offensive side, but he can't stay healthy. I just drafted Jordan Tyson, but he's got injury concerns as well. You just got Travis Etienne in free agency, and that's fine, I guess. I mean, I've never looked at Travis Etienne or Etienne, whatever the hell you want to call him, as, I mean, this guy is, once he was the greatest running back in college, but since he got to the NFL, I've never felt that way. I'm sure he had a good year with Jacksonville last year, but I don't know that it changes all that much. Although with him and Kamara and Devin Neal and even Kendre Miller, that might be one of the best running back rooms, top to bottom, in the entire league.
Yeah, it's very complete. So I like what this team did in the offseason, like a lot. And this is one of the reasons that really kind of starts to make me swing that the Saints are going to be the best team in this division.
Mm-hmm.
I was a Shuck doubter. Right from the rip, I will put hand up and say, you know what?
Me.
I did not believe. But you know what? He proved me wrong several times last year.
Yeah.
You add a Jordan Tyson, who I think, if he's healthy, is an absolute dog. You get a Bryce Lance also that can add an additional weapon, deep ball guy, can go up and win a jump ball in the red zone. Like, you have pieces here. You improve that offensive line. David Edwards, I think, is a huge get for them to improve the interior of that offensive line. Now, the defensive side, they've been kind of back and forth, okay for a couple years. They're getting older. They're gonna have to find a way to step up. But with what they did on the offense, I think they'll be able to control the ball more and maybe give that defense a little bit of a break. They were either turning it over or scoring incredibly fast last year.
Yeah.
So they gave up a ton of points. I don't think that they're going to have that issue. The addition of Ashane, which I love the fact that we're changing that now. Because if you look at his name, Etienne, and you just say it with as much Creole accent as you could possibly toss on there, Etienne, like,
I totally get it.
That's exactly why it sounds like that.
Absolutely.
It's just as Creole as you could possibly get.
It's just that you let everybody call you by the wrong last name for, 10 years?
Yeah, a long time.
I mean, going back to Clemson, of course,
true.
The Hicks in upstate South Carolina, and that's not throwing shots because we're hickier up here in western North Carolina. We don't know how to say that, so we looked at it and went, yeah, that's ETN right there.
Yeah.
And that'll fit on a T-shirt. We just 3 letters, ETN.
It works.
But you let us get away with it for so long that now it's going to be hard to go back. And now you've got a brother that he's not pounding the table for the name change. It's just annoying.
Very reminiscent of the Tyrod Taylor situation.
Yeah. I do like the offense of the New Orleans Saints. It's when we look at the defense that I go, is that a good defense? Is it a great defense?
It's not a great defense. I don't know that it's even necessarily good. I think it's maybe league average defense.
Mm-hmm.
And league average defense in this division could be good enough to win this division.
Could be. It very well could be.
Because we can go through all these games, and I'm sure we will. But I got them finishing 9-8.
Okay.
So just barely over 500, winning the division. They're the only team I have in this division going over 500. I'm not an NFC South fan. Like, they've been down, and I'm going to continue to bury them until somebody from that division proves me wrong.
Yeah, this team they're good enough to have at least 6 wins just from the rip. Right, because they end up with the Vegas Raiders, and they've got the Falcons twice, and the Vikings are on this list, and I don't like them at all. The Giants are on the schedule. They've got the Browns. Sorry, and you're competitive in the division. Then, you're already at a point where you could have 8 wins, right? If you split with the Carolina Panthers, you sweep the Falcons, and you split with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you win all the other games that I just mentioned, you're already at 8 wins. And you should at least be able to get there. That's the problem that I have with this team is I look at it and I go, I don't know that they're any better than that. I don't know that they're better than 8-9. Maybe they can get to 9-8, sure. And after that, I don't think you can do much better than that. You start out the season with the Lions and the Ravens back-to-back. You win one of those games, and I'm immediately going to start flipping. I'm going to immediately start going, okay, well, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was wrong about the Saints. If you win either one of those games on the road to start out the season, that's going to prove a lot to me.
For sure.
I
think they can rattle off the next 4 straight.
Oh, no doubt. Easy. We go Raiders, Falcons, Vikings, Giants. Easy. Then we've got a wild card in France against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't necessarily favor you to win that game, but I think you could win it. And then you get the Browns after the bye. That could be 5 wins in a row right there. And now you're just kind of hoping you can pull off a win against the Browns in Week 11. You got the Bengals in 12. The Packers at home in 13. The Panthers in Week 14. And the Bucks in Week 15, and both of those division games are on the road, which is why they end up in the hardest category here because it's tough to win division games on the road. That little stretch right there, that's the breaking point. Now, let's say you just kind of wade your way through, win the games that you're supposed to, lose the games that you're supposed to in those first 10 weeks of the season. Once you get down to that Bears, Bengals, Packers, Panthers, Bucs stretch, that's going to tell us what this team is made of.
I agree. And here's the thing. When we get to that stretch, I have them losing 4 straight. Because I think they're going to do enough work early in their schedule. And then I think they're going to finish strong. Because that's the way their schedule lines up for them. I don't know that they're a good team. The schedule just kind of works out where they can get a nice record going early in the season, have their lull, take their injuries, get everybody healthy for the back end, and win the division.
Yep. And get a little bit of cushion going down the stretch there.
Yep.
I had the Bucs and the Panthers finishing at the top of the division at 9-8. The Saints coming in at 8-9. Everybody's in the window of what do they call that? I had it in my mind and I forgot. Within the margin of error. That's what I was looking at. I think any of these teams could win the division, and I'll not be shocked.
Except the Falcons.
Yeah, the Falcons are way back there.
Yeah.
Like, I've got you at 2 wins, and I think you're even kind of dreaming at 4 wins for them, Mike. But, you're probably closer than I am because I hate the Falcons. Anyway, let's get into the AFC South because we don't need to spend a whole lot of time talking about the Tennessee Titans.
No.
They're a bad team. They've been a bad team. They're still going to be a bad team. I can't point to many games on the schedule and go, those are winnable. But you do have a chance to start out the season 1-0. Because you're at home against the New York Jets. And if you asked every team in the league, what team would you like to open up with? I'm pretty sure the Jets are coming in high on that list.
100%.
And then you got a chance to start out like 2-1, because week 2 you're going to get killed by the Eagles. But then you got the Giants. So you got a chance to make your fans believe that maybe things are going to change. And then I think you're going to find out quickly when you face the Ravens in week 4 on the road, home to the Houston Texans in week 5. And that's where we start. And that's where we start going, okay, now where are the wins going to come in? Because I don't have another one.
So I'm very similar. I think they get that win week 1, and then they wait a long time before they get another one. I don't have them winning another game until week 15.
Yep. The Raiders. Everybody's favorite punching bag, or at least my favorite punching bag. Yeah, the wins are going to be few. Not few and far, but they will be far between, but they're going to be few with capital letters.
This is a team that I think has talent and that is going in the right direction, but they were so bereft of talent to begin with that this is a 3-4 year process of getting this team right and being able to compete.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like Cam Ward. He's got a big arm. There are some flashes that we saw last year. Carnell Tate, a dude that I loved and I think is going to be a star in the NFL. But there are so many other holes on this team that you can't realistically think that they're going to compete at a high level. Like, you love some of the things that they have. Jeffrey Simmons in the middle, phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, their defense has some exceptional pieces in the front 4. Mm-hmm. But when you look at the back end, who are they stopping? Nobody. They're going to have a tough year. But don't worry, Titans fans. I think in another year or two, if the organization drafts well, there is an upside coming, because I think that they did a good job of bringing in younger talent to help solidify this team.
Well, they got to hope that they are the team that finishes with the worst record that doesn't need a quarterback.
Correct.
Right? Because then I get to add in Jeremiah Smith. And if I'm the one team picking in the top 5 that does not need a quarterback, and I can get Jeremiah Smith and add him to this team,
yep,
then we're hitting on some cylinders here, and then maybe we can get better than 2 wins. Because I feel like your floor is 1 win. Your ceiling is 3 wins. Congratulations.
I'm very much the same way, and I'm sitting there right at the 2-win mark. Because the other win that you talked about potentially earlier there in the season with the Giants, I think that they can maybe get that one, but I still don't think that that's highly likely either.
Yep. All right, we'll take a break here in the Sportsocracy AFC South predictions. Continuing after the break, we're going to talk about the Indianapolis Colts next, because that was the team that surprised the first half of last year, completely collapsed, and now I don't see a good season coming up for you. I really don't. I think you're going to be much closer to the Tennessee Titans than you want to be. But we'll discuss with Mike Carlisle, Raw Dog Sports, up next.
Now here's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Fun. That's fun. Enter it now.
Log on to ESPNAVL.com to play, and good luck.
Hey guys, it's us, the Jonas Brothers. I'm Joe.
I'm Kevin.
And I'm Nick. And guess what? We created our own podcast called Hey Jonas.
We invented a podcast?
Well, we didn't invent it. We just contributed to it.
We're the first people to do podcasts. We get to ask other people questions because we're sick and tired of being asked questions.
Well, sick and tired is a strong way to put it, but, you know.
Tired and sick.
Tired and sick.
Listen to Hey Jonas on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Hey Jonas and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
Most people out here think that taking care of one another is important. And most people would step up for a neighbor going through a tough time. Most people around here help out friends and family when they need it. But the funny thing is, most of us won't look for help when we need it. Talk to someone if you're struggling with mental health, because most people out here really care. Find more information at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Good morning, guys. I just want to warn you, traffic is tough out there.
We are here for you to tell you how to keep safe.
Everybody who is listening needs to take cover as soon as they can.
To provide the music, talk, and sports you love. And to deliver the news that matters to you. We are the voices you can trust. We are live and local. We are America's broadcasters. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress you depend on your local radio stations.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to STOP.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
News Radio 570 WWNC, now on the FM dial. Okay, whose butt did we kiss to get this? Oh, that was well worth it. Now covering Western North Carolina on 570 and 92.9 FM.
Larissa sells WNC is the #1 team in Buncombe County. We have the customer service experience to assist you in achieving your real estate goals. Our team offers something that 90% of listings in our market won't have: Zillow Showcase. Check us out at larissasellswnc.com.
I'm David.
And I'm Christina.
And this is our Ingalls story.
Ginger's Revenge is a brewery located in Asheville, North Carolina that specializes in the production of hard ginger beer.
So we use all natural, whole ingredients, and I think that really sets us apart.
Ingalls is an amazing partner for us to work with. A lot of our fans know that they can go to Ingalls and find a lot of the flavors that we have available, and they just make it really easy for folks to purchase local products.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Our mission, to improve lives with every interaction. This is JW, General Manager at Parks Ford Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
Sure, you know Appalachian Motor Coach is the official shuttle sponsor of the Living the Dream Tailgate Tour. But did you know that they can get you anywhere in style? Weddings, bachelorette parties, corporate gatherings, family reunions, Appalachian Motor Coach makes the ride part of the fun. Luxury seating, climate control, and none of the stress of parking or driving. Appalachian Motor Coach gets you there relaxed, on time, and ready for the party. For more information, visit them at AppalachianMotorCoach.com. Appalachian Motor Coach, the best memories start on the ride.
The Sportsocracy.
Gets the rebound, passes it to the man, shoots it, and boom goes the dynamite.
Welcome back into the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. Mike Carlisle from Raw Dog Sports, our special guest host for today, while Jeremy sits there and plays Sudoku on his phone. I can see him on the Zoom call here, and he's just he's doing important business things.
Well, I appreciate the puzzles for giving me an opportunity to be here with you today. Thank you.
Oh, man, it's a pleasure. You've done a hell of a job, and there will be many, many more opportunities, I can guarantee you, coming your way. We got to get Evo on here, too. I mean, I know the whole FCC thing kind of scares him a little bit, but I mean, you guys had to be buttoned up a little bit in the military. Watch your mouth at times. I feel like you guys
at times.
You guys
at times. It depends on who I was briefing. Like, I've given briefings to generals before,
right?
And depending on who you're talking to, the rank doesn't really matter. You can just toss out whatever FCCs you want, and nobody's gonna even bat an eye. However, there are some sergeant majors like just love dang. That word dang is their favorite word, and if you say anything else other than that, you got some push-ups coming. So
right.
I've had my moments. I've done a lot of push-ups in my time in the military, but I've figured out how to watch my mouth a little bit today. Yeah. Our friend Dave had to give me some pep talk before the show. Hey, just remember, FCCs, man, FCCs.
That's right. Welcome back into the show. We are continuing prognostication week here in the Sportsocracy. The AFC South, Tennessee Titans are going to be bad. The Indianapolis Colts, I think they're going to be bad too. And I still cannot get over that they chose Alec Pierce over Michael Pittman.
Agreed.
And they threw $30 million at Alec Pierce is just asinine to me. I mean, I still love your running back, but that's kind of where the conversation stops for me.
So I understand why the conversation stops at Jonathan Taylor. Like, when you look at the offense, Daniel Jones is not a guy that we necessarily trust.
Mm-hmm.
Last year showed flashes. We've seen flashes in the past, but do you trust him? No. Alex Pierce, yeah, I don't trust him. He's good for a go ball. The fact that they're paying him $30 million is absurd. I like Josh Downs-ish, but I was not a huge Josh Downs guy coming out. I think he's a capable guy, but he'll never be anything more than a decent number 2 in my mind.
Agreed.
Tyler Warren is a dog. Love.
Oh, okay.
Tyler Warren.
I missed Tyler Warren there. So you can add him to the Jonathan Taylor mix. Now we're done.
Yeah, okay, so that I feel. The offensive line performed well. The injuries really crept up on this team all throughout, the season, and that is what derailed them. The defense was fantastic. And going through and looking at the schedule, they start out and it's a murderer's row. I got them going 0-4 to start. And then they rattle off a ton of games in my predictions. And okay, now we're back on track. We're competing. But then it just finishes so tough.
Mm-hmm.
Is this team capable of sustaining a year-long solid effort with Daniel Jones at quarterback? That's a really tough thing to get people to go behind, even with all the positives we saw last year, because an Achilles injury will derail an entire season and the next one. Ask Aaron Rodgers, ask Kirk Cousins.
Yep. I agree with you on the 0-4 part. I don't see a path where you're getting a win out of Ravens, Chiefs, Texans, Commanders, which the Commanders game that's a London game.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got to come back stateside and go to Pittsburgh,
who's coming off of rest.
I'm not even sure you win that game. So I got them actually going 0-5 to start out the season. Then you get a win against the Titans. Then you can get a win against the Minnesota Vikings. Maybe. That one's on the road. See, I think they're much more on par with the Vikings. And I don't like the Vikings. You get the Jaguars on the road after they've been on a bye. So they've got a week rest to bone up for that game. Then you got the Cowboys at home. Okay, give me the Dolphins, but then I've got the Texans on a Thursday night, short rest. I don't like that.
No.
Okay, I got the Giants and then a bye week, so basically 2 bye weeks in a row. And they and they reward me for that with a date at the Philadelphia Eagles the next week. It just never feels like this team is ever going to get a chance to get any kind of momentum going.
Exactly.
And that stop and start, and frankly, what I think is going to be just getting your teeth kicked in every other week practically, is not going to be good for the psyche, for the morale of this team. So when they get to the end of the season where they've got winnable games against the Titans and the Bengals and the Browns, if the Bengals are even a winnable game at that point, because who knows what the health is going to be of that team. And if they're as good as I think they are, you're going to get trounced in that game as well. I don't see very many wins on this schedule. I picked them to go 5-12.
Okay.
Where did you have them finishing?
So our theme has been pretty consistent. We are always 2 wins off of each other. I've got them going 7-10.
Okay.
Because I also do not think that they will be very good. Tough start. They get a couple games in the middle, but you brought up the end of the season. I think at this point, is Daniel Jones even going to be playing quarterback for them anymore? There's a chance that they stop playing Daniel Jones.
Mm-hmm.
That they try to move off. If things are not going well, are you going to hitch your wagon to Daniel Jones again? Or do you maybe toss, I don't think Anthony Richardson will be there, but Riley Leonard or somebody else out there to give them a chance before you reset and go look for another quarterback in 27. So I think that they're going to lose I got them winning 1 out of their last 5 games.
Yeah.
And those are winnable games.
Mm-hmm.
They could potentially make the playoffs, but I don't have a ton of faith in their ability to score points with what happened to the offense.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's going to be a fun year for Colts fans. And next year, I mean, you're going to have an opportunity to take a quarterback, and I feel like you need to take it because Daniel Jones is not your answer.
No.
And we know that Riley Leonard's not your answer, and you're not even going to have Anthony Richardson, I don't think. I mean, they're still trying to find a trade partner, but I don't think anybody wants him.
No, nobody's going to. Why would you trade for Anthony Richardson at this point? Why give up an asset, and especially in 2027?
Yeah, I mean,
I give you a 2028 conditional 7th round pick.
I will send you one of those giant 5-gallon things of ice cream that I have in the freezer in our kitchen. That's what I would send you if you wanted to throw Anthony Richardson my way, and maybe I'll see if he works. But even that list of teams that would even see if he works is small. You're going to be
you're going into terrible situations even if you do that.
Sure. You might get a little bit of an interest from a team like the Cardinals.
Yeah.
If they can't sign Jacoby Brissett, maybe they want a piece of the Anthony Richardson, a deal just so that they're not just relying on Carson Beck and Gardner Minshew.
Oh, take it easy on my guy Carson Beck. Carson Beck is going to end up being the starter down there this year, I think.
Sure. And
I don't know if he's going to do a lot of good down there, but I don't know if that's Carson Beck's fault or if that's the Arizona Cardinals.
I was going to say, we'll enjoy all 10 of those losses.
Yeah.
After he gets the start in week 6. As a Georgia fan, I don't get that at all. I would not be wanting my NFL team to be leaning on Carson Beck, but that's just me. It's not going to be good for the Indianapolis Colts. We both have them finishing 3rd in this division. Now we'll take the break. When we come back, we'll talk about the 2 best teams in this division. Will it be as much of a step back as Jeremy has predicted already for the Jacksonville Jaguars? Will the Houston Texans be able to step back up as an actual Super Bowl threat? We'll be right back here on ESPN Asheville and the Sportsocracy.
ESPN Asheville, your mountain weather forecast.
We'll continue with the threat for an isolated shower thunderstorm this afternoon. Record heat, possible 90. The record's 91. Tonight, an isolated shower early. Lows will be in the low 60s. And tomorrow there'll be some patchy fog in the morning. Then a few showers and thunderstorms likely in the afternoon. Low 80s. Friday, a few showers, maybe a thunderstorm, even cooler 75 and some wet weather scattered around over the holiday weekend. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Stajan.
This report is sponsored by eBay. eBay is home to millions of finds, and each one becomes part of your story. From your favorite vintage band tee to the dream car you've been searching for or the foul ball you heroically gave away. It's all there on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
iHeart's Yacht Rock Radio goes commercial free all Memorial Day weekend. Smooth sailing with the greatest from the 70s and 80s. Just open the free iHeart app, search Yacht Rock, and start listening now.
I'm Coley Duffy.
I'm Cody Ward.
And
we're the Chainsaw Brothers.
Actually, we're cousins. A few days after Helene, we was in the driveway having a couple beers, waiting on the power to come back on. And we heard so many people calling, needing trees removed, and couldn't afford it.
So I called my dad to borrow a chainsaw, and over the next few months, we cleared trees for our neighbors. Our business was born out of wanting to help Western North Carolina get back on our feet.
We are fully insured and licensed. We keep our promises, meaning if we say we're going to be there, we'll be there. In these parts, we live how we were raised.
When you call the Chainsaw Brothers, you're not a customer, you're family. We're good at what we do, and we do it for a reasonable cost.
For all your chainsaw needs, call the Chainsaw Brothers. 828-316-1013. Or find us on Facebook. See how we treat our family.
Are you still covered up with storm damage and debris?
Call us about our daily rates at 828-316-1013. That's 828-316-1013. We're the Chainsaw Brothers, and with our neighbors, we're Western North Carolina strong.
Woohoo!
Selling your home? Don't settle for average. Our real estate team at Clarissa Sells WNC and eXp Realty offers Zillow Showcase, an exclusive AI-powered listing experience available to just the top 10% of all listings in our area. With immersive media, cutting-edge design, and elevated marketing, Showcase listings, they go pending quicker and sell for up to $9,000 more than standard listings. Ready to stand out in a crowded market? Give our team a call today, 828-774-6343, because your home deserves the spotlight.
The Ingalls Advantage isn't just about savings or the best quality food for your family. It's more than that. It's the advantage of being a part of a community. That's why we provide over 2 million pounds of food every year through regular donations and programs like the Ingalls Giving Tree, Food for Thought, and the Ingalls Fill a Backpack program. It's the right thing to do. And we know that you would do the same. Ingalls, your neighbor for over 50 years.
Clarissa Sells WNC is the #1 team in Buncombe County. We have the customer service experience to assist you in achieving your real estate goals. Our team offers something that 90% of listings in our market won't have, Zillow Showcase. Check us out at clarissasellswnc.com.
ESPN Asheville has your chance to win Braves tickets right now with the talkback on your iHeartRadio app. Hit that microphone button and give us the keyword, and you could go see the Braves take on the Nationals next Sunday. The keyword to win? Homer. We're back in the Sportsocracy. It is prediction week, continuing after the release of the 2026 NFL schedule. Last week, our first in-depth look at each and every team in the NFL. The AFC South, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars up next. And the Jaguars were, last year I did not see that coming. It's one of those things that, like, we're talking about with Joe Burrow earlier in the season. Like, at some point, you think it's going to happen where Joe's going to stay healthy, right? And we're going to get past this. And we kept saying the same thing about Trevor Lawrence. At some point, the talent that we saw at Clemson has got to start coming out because we haven't seen it yet in the NFL. Last year, I felt like we saw it. Even if it wasn't consistent throughout the entire year, he was pretty damn good. And the team overall was pretty damn good. Some offseason losses, Devin Lloyd included in that, going to the Carolina Panthers. I think there's going to be a step back, and you should kind of expect a step back. But how far is the question?
I think that this is a team that still has a potential to make the playoffs, but they will. I don't think they win this division. They're scrapping at the end to try to make the playoffs. And I like Trevor Lawrence. I think that he's obviously supremely talented. He was the number one pick from the moment that he stepped on the field at Clemson.
Yep.
We know that this dude can play football. It just hasn't all come together. And when you look at the team and what has happened in the offseason, it really raises a lot of freaking questions about what happened. Like, what were we thinking? Like, I haven't been close to saying a bad word all day, but I don't know what the FCC, the Jags, were thinking as they were going into the offseason. They make a move in not re-signing Ashane.
Mm-hmm.
They bring in Chris Rodriguez to replace him. That's not a one-for-one swap. That is not even close.
Nope.
Bashal Tutin is not, I don't think, capable of being a full-time every down back. So right there, you lose. Travis Hunter is going to mostly play now on the defensive side of the ball with spot moments on the offensive side. That takes another playmaker away from that offense. So now we're hurting Trevor Lawrence in two more areas. The defense, I don't think, has gotten any better or necessarily any worse. They're just kind of still there, maybe league average, top 10-ish, if some things go the right way. So they're a decent team. They will compete, but I don't think they're the 14-win team from last year. I think it was 14, right?
Yeah.
So there's going to be a step back. I got them going 9-8.
Okay.
Last team to make the playoffs. I got them as a 7th seed in the AFC. I think they can still get there, but I don't think that we can reasonably expect that with what they did lose and what has happened in the offseason, that they're going to take a step forward or even remain the same. I mean, the Nate Borchert pick at the top of their draft, I mean, blew everybody's mind. Made no sense. Why do we make that decision with the things that have gone on with this team in the offseason? That's the offensive piece that we decide to add. Make that make sense to me in any universe.
Right. When you took another tight end during the draft process in Tanner Koziol,
who I like better.
Yeah, exactly. Only you took him later. And, Brenton Strange is a pretty good tight end. I didn't feel like that was a positional need. And you completely just forgot about the fact that we need to be able to run the ball. Because Chris Rodriguez is not that guy. If Chris Rodriguez was that guy, he'd have been running the ball for the Washington Commanders 3 years ago.
Correct.
The Washington Commanders, who didn't have a good running back, went, I don't think so. I think we'll go with Antonio Gibson. And where's that guy today? Is he even still in the league? Is he still with New England? Who knows?
I'm not sure if he's still on that squad or not.
Right, like he was buried on that depth chart last year. Chris Rodriguez, not the guy. Bryce Young, he's okay, but he's not a starter in this league. So you completely abandoned the running game. Now you're telling me, as you said, Travis Hunter's not going to be an offensive consistency, right? Like he's not going to be one of the starters. And I don't think you need him to be one of the starters. Because last year at the stretch of the season, Brian Thomas Jr., we all know what he's capable of, though last year was not his best year, obviously. Jacoby Myers is good. And Parker Washington came on to be a surprise of last year. So I feel like you're pretty good there. Plus, they drafted superhero Josh Cameron, who will forever live in my heart as the kid coming out of Baylor. I think you're okay right there, right? You don't need Travis Hunter to be a superstar on the wide receiver or at the wide receiver position. You need him to be a superstar in the secondary because your secondary sucks.
Awful.
Without Travis Hunter, this is the worst. I'll take Miami's secondary over this, and I don't even know who's on it right now. But it's got to be better than who would the starters be? So let's take out Travis Hunter. Then we've got Monteric Brown, Jordan Lewis, and Jarian Jones, or Rayon Lane III. Kenny H. Lovely. I don't even know who these dudes are.
That last one, Kenny H. Lovely, you made that one up, I'm pretty sure.
I did not. It's Keni-H Lovely. Apparently, he is undrafted free agent out of Western Michigan. Hot. And he's listed right now on the unofficial depth chart as your second outside cornerback.
Yeah, right behind Travis Hunter.
So
not a solid group there.
No. Injuries happen. Jaguars are back to being one of the worst teams in the league.
Yeah,
my
for
opinion. However, fully healthy, I still think you're capable. And you're close to being a playoff team. But I don't think you're, at least in my prognostication, you just missed out on the playoffs. Even at 10-7. I had them one game better than you, and they still missed the playoffs. I like you week 1 against the Browns. Then from there, it gets kind of iffy because you go Broncos, Patriots, Bengals, Philly, Texans before the bye. And you can win every one of those, or you can lose every one of those games, and I will not be shocked. If you win every one of those games, you need to start cashing in some lottery tickets because that's the only way.
Well, they're about to go on a run if that happens as well, if they win all those games.
Right. You got to be the luckiest in the world, and there's really something in the water in London for you to host the Texans and the Eagles at Wembley Stadium and get 2 wins, because I think both of those are you getting pounded.
I got them getting the second one. Because they think they're going to stay, I had them taking and beating the Texans. That's the only reason I gave them that game, was because they're back-to-back. I don't think they're going to travel. They will already be used to it. The Texans are going to have to make the trip.
Right. Come home, you got a 4-game stretch there where you can pick up some wins here. You got the Colts. You got the Ravens on the road, which is not going to happen, but you get a little bit more rest for the Titans the next week. You get the Giants after that, and then you get the Titans again. So we got a chance to pick up some wins there before we have to go into the Bears, the Steelers, the Texans, the Cowboys, the Commanders. Yikes.
Yeah.
It's going to be rough, but I do think this team is good enough, fully healthy, to have an above-average-ish season.
Yeah, you're 10-7. I'm 9-8. I want to know what you have making the playoffs on that side. That if 10-7 is not getting in, or there are multiple 10-7 teams that the tiebreaker.
Yeah, the last team in the playoffs for me in the AFC was the Broncos, and they had 11 wins.
Oh wow! Okay.
The Chargers missed the playoffs, and they had 11 wins. Like, the Jaguars finished 10-7, and they weren't even the first team out of the playoffs.
Okay.
I feel like this year is just going to be so
very top
lopsided.
Heavy
yeah. Like, the teams at the top are going to be good, and everybody's going to be competitive. The teams at the bottom, and it all starts with, like, the Colts. Yeah, I got the Colts and the Steelers and the Browns and the Raiders, the Jets, the Dolphins. These are all teams that are just not going to be competitive.
There's going to be a lot of teams that are bad.
Right, but everybody at the top, they're going to be all kind of close, jumbled in together. So if you can get a surprise win, like Jacksonville goes on the road in week 2 and picks up a win against the Denver Broncos, guess what? You're in the playoffs. That's how thin the margin is for me when it gets to the playoff teams and the non-playoff teams in the AFC.
All right.
One team that I don't think is going to be walking that line is the Houston Texans. Because that, even the questions that I have about them offensively, that defense is evil. Completely evil. And if they have a fully healthy season, there are going to be a whole bunch of wins on that schedule.
So, without trying to be a homer too much, I love what my Browns defense is capable of doing. I think that we have one of the most spectacular defenses in all of the NFL. When you couple what this Houston defense can do with how much more efficient their offense is, it makes this defense darn near unbeatable.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they can hold on to the ball, especially now with a David Montgomery being able to really help slow and grind out games, if they can get a running game going, this defense might set records for like fewest points scored if they can slow these games down.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about like their demons. This defense is absolutely insane and could like drive this team all the way to AFC Championship, potentially Super Bowl level like appearances.
Mm-hmm.
That's how good I think this defense is.
Yep. And we know what like Will Anderson and Daniil Hunter are capable of. You get dogs on this team. Azeez Al-Shahir is a hell of a middle linebacker. I mean, I even liked Henry To'o, have since he was in college, and I think he's that guy in the NFL. He's not an all-pro, but he is a solid piece on that defense that can certainly do some damage. And the back half is lights out, in my opinion.
And they added so much depth as well. Like they did it on all fronts. So now
Caden McDonald.
When those guys are getting tired, okay, cool. Here comes another dude who I have no doubt is going to be able to fill this spot. So you're never going to really have this big drop-off.
Mm-hmm. Shocker of shockers, their head coach knows how to coach defense. Yeah. Knows how to pick them pretty well as well. Gerard Mayo has another terrifying defense. And, this year's schedule, it includes several landmines. But I'm not sure that it ended up where I looked at the schedule. Actually, it didn't end up where I looked at the schedule and went, you know what? You've got like 6 games in a row right there where I feel like you're going to go on a losing streak. Opening up the season against the Bills, not the greatest. However, I go Bengals early who don't win early in the season. I get the Colts on the road. Sure, I got the Cowboys, but then I get to follow that up with the Tennessee Titans. Sure, I get the Jaguars next on the road, but then I get a home date against the New York Giants. Take the bye in Week 8, and then I go on the road to the Los Angeles Chargers. Don't really like that. However, I am on rest, and they're not. Then I get the Cleveland Browns. Then I get the Colts. Okay, so then I get the Ravens.
But you get extra rest.
But I get extra rest. Right, like there's little advantages that are built into the schedule that I think can play in favor of Houston. And if CJ Stroud is on his game and that offense is humming, and as you said, David Montgomery makes a real difference there as a steady hand at running back with a little Woody Marks sprinkled in, I think we're going to be just fine. And this team is going to be in the realm of 12 to 14 wins.
I absolutely agree, man. D'Amico Ryans is one of the best defensive minds in my mind in the NFL. He was fantastic as a player. He's been that way as a coach as well. I agree that start of the season, I think they probably drop one to the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, they're going to rattle off 4 wins. They drop a tough one overseas to the Jags, and then they get another win. I got them losing to the Chargers, then a whole string of wins. Like they are only losing to these premier teams, and typically when that other team has some sort of advantage, like the Eagles, Thursday night, short rest at home. Green Bay in December on a Monday night. Like it feels like those are losses for sure, right? Just based on historicals. I really like the Chargers this year, so I got them dropping a game to the Chargers. But everywhere else where I think they should win, I have them winning.
Yeah. Where did you finish with their record?
12-5.
12-5. I got them at 13-4, and I mean I feel like that could be a game too low.
They could go 14.
It's gonna be a lot of wins this year. Off the top of my head, I mean, I'm looking at the Bills. That's a possible loss. I think the Cowboys could get you, but I doubt it. Chargers are a possibility. Ravens are a possibility. The Eagles, I'm not even sold on that Green Bay game, but Monday night in Lambeau, even with a little bit of extra rest, that is going to be tough. You got the Commanders mixed in there as well, depending on how good they can be this year. there's just not a whole lot of losses on that schedule that I see. So I got the Texans winning the division as well. And this defense, I think, is good enough to have them in the discussion for a Super Bowl.
I'm right there with you, man. I think this team kind of runs away with this division. I think the Jags will compete, but the Texans are not going to have to worry about them right at the end, nipping on their heels. They're going to be able to, rest if they need or want to, depending on kind of where they are position-wise at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm. He is Mike Carlisle from Raw Dog Sports joining us here in the Sportsocracy, a member of the extended Sportsocracy family. Be sure to check them out on Tuesday nights, twice during the NFL season. Be sure to follow them, Raw Dog Sports, RAWDAWG. Raw Dog Sports on all the social medias. Him and Evo have a lot of great fun over there, and we're glad that they are part of the Sportsocracy family. It's been a pleasure, man. Good job today.
I appreciate it, brother. It was a pleasure to be here, FCC Radio, and I didn't do any bad things. It was fantastic.
Good job. Good job. I hope you have a memorable Memorial Day weekend this weekend. Don't forget the real reason that we have a day off on Monday. Just a note to everybody. It is the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. I'm Ted Spencer. He's Mike Carlisle, Raw Dog Sports. We will be back tomorrow. Jeremy Green will be joining me once again, and we will talk about the East, the AFC East and the NFC East, continuing prediction week here on ESPN Asheville. See you then.
ESPN Asheville, your mountain weather forecast.
We'll continue with the threat for an isolated shower thunderstorm this afternoon. Record heat, possible, 90. The record's 91. Tonight, an isolated shower, thunder shower early. Lows will be in the low 60s. And tomorrow, there'll be some patchy fog in the morning. Then a few showers and thunderstorms likely in the afternoon. Low 80s. Friday, a few showers, maybe a thunderstorm, even cooler 75, and some wet weather scattered around over the holiday weekend. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Stagik.
This report is sponsored by eBay. eBay is home to millions of finds, and each one becomes part of your story. From your favorite vintage band tee to the dream car you've been searching for or the foul ball you heroically gave away. It's all there on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
Asheville's #1 hit music station.
I just might make her my baby. What can I do? I'm trying to be the girl that you're talking to.
Star 104.3.
Hurt in the game, we tough it out. Feel exhausted, we push on. Feeling down, we pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. But there are times when bootstraps aren't enough. When stress gets to us and we need to talk to someone about what we're really going through. So we're going to reach out because sometimes mental health is not a one-person job. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Your one stop for advertising? Call 844-844-IHEART.
Over 50,000 police officers are assaulted on the job each year, leading to injuries and death. This is the reality they deal with when making contact with the public. Another reality is that if someone doesn't comply with a lawful order or uses force against them, police may have to use sufficient force in response to obtain compliance. Use of force is always ugly. Nobody likes it, especially police, and nobody knows how it will turn out. Spread the word. For de-escalation to work, both parties must de-escalate, and de-escalation isn't necessary if there is no escalation. Help police by not escalating. Don't attack or try to disarm an officer, whether it's getting asked a question, getting a citation, or getting arrested. Don't argue, don't resist, don't flee. After the encounter has been resolved is the time to address any complaints. Comply now, complain later. Keep everybody safe. This message brought to you by the National Police Association. To learn more about how to help law enforcement accomplish its goals, visit nationalpolice.org.
The Atlanta Braves are rocking into the 2026 season. When lights are on, the Braves are on. Asheville's Real Rock 105.1. Brought to you by Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise at parksfordhendersonville.com.
When you're a grocery store, hunger has no place in your community. That's why at Ingalls, we donate over 2 million pounds of food every year to those who need it. It's the right thing to do, and we know you do the same. Ingalls, your neighbor for over 50 years.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Our value of urgency, timely, responsive, focused, prioritizing you as our customer and the community that we serve to do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
I'm Coley Duffy.
I'm Cody Ward.
And
we're the Chainsaw Brothers.
Actually, we're cousins. A few days after Helene, we was in the driveway having a couple beers, waiting on the power to come back on. And we heard so many people calling, needing trees removed, and couldn't afford it.
So I called my dad to borrow a chainsaw, and over the next few months, we cleared trees for our neighbors. Our business was born out of wanting to help Western North Carolina get back on our feet.
We are fully insured and licensed. We keep our promises, meaning if we say we're going to be there, we'll be there. In these parts, we live how we were raised.
When you call the Chainsaw Brothers, you're not a customer, you're family. We're good at what we do, and we do it for a reasonable cost.
For all your chainsaw needs, call the Chainsaw Brothers. 828-316-1013. Or find us on Facebook. See how we treat our family.
Are you still covered up with storm damage and debris?
Call us about our daily rates at 828-316-1013. That's 828-316-1013. We're the Chainsaw Brothers, and with our neighbors, we're Western North Carolina strong.
Woohoo! Sure, you know Appalachian Motor Coach is the official shuttle sponsor of the Living the Dream Tailgate Tour. But did you know that they can get you anywhere in style? Weddings, bachelorette parties, corporate gatherings, family reunions, Appalachian Motor Coach makes the ride part of the fun. Luxury seating, climate control, and none of the stress of parking or driving. Appalachian Motor Coach gets you there relaxed, on time, and ready for the party. For more information, visit them at AppalachianMotorCoach.com. Appalachian Motor Coach, the best memories start on the ride.
Some people won't give you the real talk on drugs, but it's time we know the facts. Fentanyl is killing people. It's a powerful opioid, often made illegally and commonly mixed with illicit drugs. It can even be pressed into counterfeit pills that resemble prescription medications. Just 2 milligrams, about the size